Buenos nachos, muchachos, and welcome back to the Blasphemy of Football, otherwise known as the Semi-Pro Saturday Show. I'm your host, Chris Dodson here, and we're getting into week 2. We're getting to see some good football, we're getting to see some blowouts, we're getting to see where everybody's going to match up, and who's going to be taking the top spot here really soon as we get into the stretch and talk about playoffs in week 7, week 8. In the meantime, when we come right back, we're going to talk about last week's scores, some of the highlights, the rankings, the standings, the whole works when we come right back right after this.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Since 1941, the Dickey's family has been smoking the very best quality meats, low and slow, for 14 hours every day. It's how Mr. Dickey did it, and it's how we still do it in every Dickey's restaurant across America. Lunchtime, dinner time, anytime. Eat in, pick up, or heck, we'll even deliver to you. There is no shortcut to what we do. Come in and see us or visit Dickeys.com. Legit Texas barbecue.
Welcome back. Last week we got to see some good games. Starting off in St. Louis, we got to see the Columbia Vipers taking on the Cyclones. For those that were able to be there, unfortunately their broadcast was interrupted and wasn't able to actually get the broadcast out, unfortunately. However, not to take away from a good game. In fact, it was a close game. Our final score in this one, the Columbia Vipers 6, the Cyclones 10. Our next game, another good game, when the Diamondbacks were taking on the Skyhawks. Skyhawks hosting just north of Wichita. And this was another blowout, actually, for our first of the year, our second blowout of the year. This one by a score of 34-0. Our third game of the week was actually the Cougars and Punishers. Punishers out of Springfield traveling to Central Illinois, not too far away, actually, in the St. Louis market, if you will, up in Alton, Illinois. Could have been a good game, should have been a good game, but the Cougars, they had no intentions of making this a good game. 39-8, your final score. And we're going to take you out to Kansas City for the Panthers game right here.
And now we take you to Kansas City, where the Swarm early in the I formation takes the pitch. And he's going to wheel his way outside just to the pylon. And the Swarm get on the points first on the board. Point after try. The kick is blocked. No good. Later, the Panthers able to get the inside run. And they get on the board early. Panthers 6-6. Point after try was no good. The Swarm going to throw it up underneath. Easy 6 points right there, as they were able to drive back in. Point after try is blocked again. Offensive line not doing its part. Kansas City is going to scoop and score to get in the lead. Well, actually, pick up 2 more points, if you will. 12-8 is going to be your score. Panthers now, little screenplay to the outside. It's going to bounce back and forth, and he pops right out. He's going to get this one. Great play recognition there. Point after try again. It's going to be blocked as well. There's absolutely no blocking on the offensive line with the point after tries all game. The Swarm going to bounce into the outside on the rollout. Long pass. Blown coverage. An easy 6 again for the Swarm. And they're up by 4. They decided to leave the kicker behind. But unfortunately, 2-point try is no good. 18-14 is your score. The Panthers now with an opportunity. Blown coverage again. Lost the ball. That is good. 6 points. Point after try is no good again, but that's your final score, 18-20.
The Panthers, a close one against St. Joe, coming away a 2-point victor, and what could have gone the other way. Good close game, great for both of those organizations. I like to see them going down the stretch. Now we're going to take you out to Joplin when the St. Louis Falcons headed to Joplin to take on the Crusaders.
And now we take you out to Joplin, Missouri, where St. Louis is going to be taking on the Crusaders. Immediately, Kendall Holmes to Taewon Curry. Early and easy. And does the baby cradle. 6-0. And then later, the Falcons get picked up underneath. The camera is going 1990 as Daewon Johnson with the pick six, the McPick six. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. He's loving it. Later down the road, Kendall Holmes is going to get inside. Nice slant route. With that 2-point conversion is going to be good. Kendall Holmes is on fire. He's going to throw this one for 83 yards. No one is around. No one is going to touch him. Into the end zone backwards. Strolls right on in. But we're not done. The ensuing kickoff kicks it way back. We thought it was going to be down, but no. It's going to be taken out. Joseph Smart, with genius ankles, is going to weave his way in and out through the crowd. Going to get a little bit of block support on the outside. He's going to run this one 103 yards for the kick return, a new league record for the CMFL. But wait, there's more. Kyle Ledlow is going to hand off to Andre Cooper Jr. This guy is a monster. You are not going to stop him. 6 points for your troubles. The ensuing 2-point conversion. Kind of a broken play, but Ledlow finds his way to the C-gap. 2 points is good. Later on, the Falcons are driving. They can take over this game, but the fumble. Whoop! No good. Silly putty. And then Quinell Johnson falls on the fumble, saving it. Then later, down the stretch in the fourth quarter, Holmes is going to hand it off to inside to Jamie Tago. Great play to get them an extra 6 and extend the lead. But we're not done, folks. Late in the fourth, Ledlow hands off to Andre Cooper again. And he's wheeling his way into it. It's like a wheelbarrow. And we're getting close. We're getting super close. 2-point conversion. Ledlow is going to be able to connect underneath. Boop. And there you go. But a little bit too little, too late. 4-point game. And that's going to be the Crusaders win. 22-38 is your final score.
And now for the game of the week last week. And Inola, head you out there right now.
We take you to the swamp in Inola, Oklahoma. It was swampy. It was humid. There was tornadoes afoot around, thunderstorms around, but we didn't care. We're going to play that game. Coin toss. The Bears get deep into the red zone. White's going to call his own number, bounces the outside pylon. 6 points, first points on the day. Does the walk, does the cross arms. Later down the road, the Gators are going to stall, but they're going to try for 3. No good. No bueno. Didn't quite make it there. Did have the wind behind his back. Free play here. Ball's in the air and caught. Garrett Griffith comes into the game on a second drive. Getting close. It's going to be 4th and goal. They're going to try to punch it in, and no good. The Gators come up with a goal line stand. And a couple of drives later, they're going to get that ball right back into that same spot. On another goal line stand. This time, the Gators now, we're going to have to go 99 yards. They're going to try on the inside. Nope. Johnson is going to get the safety. 2 hands up. He scores 9-0 in the second.
And they're going to go for it. Empty set again.
And, of course, the Bears now, 4th and 1. They're going to roll the dice again. This one's going to be a long bomb, but boy, it's caught again. The dynamic duo to Danny the Dark Knight Knighton. More points for the Gators, or for the Bears. Johnson was struggling all day, overthrows his intended receiver, but gets it to number 2, Kunage, and he's going to run this one all the way to the 1-yard line. Lost his footing, is going to get there. Johnson this time is going to play action and find in the end zone. Slides right in. Gets the Gators' first points of the day. And they're going to go for 2 now. Almost the same play, in the same location. Easy money for Johnson. And we're within 8 points of each other, but that's actually going to be the game. Your score, 16-8.
And that'll take us into this week's standings. As you can see, the week 2 standings, now we're starting to see a little bit of variation between the two conferences. The Gateway, the Cougars coming away with this one, followed by the Warcats, surprising the Warcats, the Cyclones, the Panthers, the Eagles, the Vipers, and to round it all the way out to the Generals. Then you'll see the Joplin Crusaders are still up on top, followed by the Skyhawks, the Titans, the Bears, the Swarm, the Gators, and the Diamondbacks. And that'll take us to this week's rankings. And I'll tell you what, now, we took some heat on this one. Probably rightfully so. There's about 5 to 7 of us that are kind of giving our input and where we're at, where we think people are matching up. This one got a little away from us. So we do apologize for this one, but we'll bring it up anyway. Joplin Crusaders is still at number 1. The Oklahoma Bears stay at number 2. The Central Illinois Cougars up at the 3rd spot. Missouri Cyclones at number 4. Number 5 rounding out are the Skyhawks. Falcons coming in at number 6. The Titans at number 7. Gators dropping down to number 8. The Panthers at number 9. And the Vipers round up your top 10 this week. When we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit about the weather and how it's going to be playing effect and possibly on some of these games, which have been a very wild weather weekend. And for the past 2 weeks, actually, we've seen some interesting, some damaging, some tragic storms. Definitely want to stay weather alert. We're going to kick it now to our own Chief Meteorologist, Josh Weisel.
Well, happy game day to all of our sports fans watching. Today we're going to be looking at the sportscast for Wichita Skyhawks versus the Oklahoma Bears. And over the last several days, it's been crazy in Oklahoma weather-wise. Fortunately, though, today looks like it's going to be crazy for the sports-wise, and that means that hopefully we have a really good game, and hopefully we stay rain-free. Now, there is going to be the potential for a couple showers and thunderstorms across the area, roughly around, let's say, 40%. We're going to be in the upper 70s, potentially into the 80s for portions in the Oklahoma City metro area around game time. Keeping those rain chances around 40%. There's going to be rain earlier in the morning, then there might be a little bit of a break in the afternoon before we have more rain activity into the later evening and night hours, coming into the later hours tonight. But it looks like we're going to keep those rain chances around 30 to 40%. So just bring an umbrella, bring a raincoat, just in case. And if you are part of the sports teams, just have a lightning detector handy, whether it's an app or one of those physical lightning detectors. Just have that handy just to make sure that you are completely safe from a stray shower or thunderstorm that could interrupt the game. But overall, we're keeping those rain chances right now fairly lower because, like we said, there's the potential for maybe a break in between the first round earlier in the day and then the heavier rain that's going to be later in the evening and overnight hours across Oklahoma later on tonight. So 40%, we're going to be in the 70s for most of the game. It should be beautiful, but like we said, just bring an umbrella and a raincoat just in case there is a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Now moving on, here's a look at the game conditions index for game time, and we're keeping it at almost perfect. And I'm going to move my face here real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's almost perfect, minus a chance for maybe a couple showers and a thunderstorm around kickoff. like we said, bring an umbrella, raincoat, just in case, and if you are part of the teams, just have a lightning monitor in the event of a thunderstorm in the area, just so you're completely safe from that lightning risk. But overall, it's going to be a beautiful day for the game. So like we said, it's a good thing that we don't really have that crazy weather like we've been seeing over the last couple of days across the state of Oklahoma. There is going to be the potential for maybe a couple showers and storms, but overall, it should be a great day for the game. There is a low chance for maybe a couple showers and thunderstorms throughout the game time, but we're not expecting, a full solid washout for the entirety of the game. So we're keeping a close eye on that, and make sure when you head to the game, bring a raincoat, bring a rain jacket, lightning detector, stuff like that, just to stay completely safe. Other than that, good luck to all the teams today, and we hope that you have a great game time. And to all the fans, hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you for watching this forecast segment.
And welcome back. Weather's definitely going to play a big part. Definitely want to keep weather aware. Keep your teeth in, bras on, beer open, keep your eyes peeled. Watch those weather charts as much as you can, because you just never know what's coming for us. So let's get right into this week's predictions. Some great games going on this week. I'm excited. We can get them all going like we got lucky last week. We'll see some great ones. So the first game that we're going to see, the Skyhawks taking on the Bears. The opener for the Bears is going to be in Putnam City North. I think this one, conservatively, they got to a slow start for the Bears, but I'm going to give it back to them, a 10-point victor on the scale. So let's move on to number 2, numero dos, if you will. We're going to see the Crusaders taking on the Panthers. Now, Crusaders first travel here, and you just never know. That's one thing about semi-pro that's really the biggest variable, is who's going to be able to travel. The team that's going to be able to travel the best, in my opinion, has got a top 5 spot. If you can win the games on the road, you definitely should be able to win the games at home. You get into the playoffs, and it's smooth sailing, for the most part. But I'm going to give this one to the Crusaders by a score of 14-0. So, next game, Cougars and Warcats. Now, the Warcats are driving all the way from Alton, all the way down to northwest Arkansas. This will be a true road test. But, seeing what we saw last week, I'm going to give this one to the Cougars by 3. That's a conservative 3, but by 3. The Warcats haven't been completely sold on them. I liked what I saw in week 0, but we need to know a little bit more before we get on the bandwagon. Hopefully so. We'll see. Our next game up, we're going to see the Generals, speaking of which, taking on the Eagles. Northwest Arkansas having to travel all the way up too. This is going to be a long road test. Week 0, we didn't see good continuity. Are they going to be able to travel? Have they been able to bounce back? I don't know. I don't know enough about the Eagles to give you a real fair synopsis. I'm going to give the home team 3 points. Our next game up, the Vipers at Panthers. Panthers, man, you know what? They came away a 2-point victor last week up against the St. Joe's Swarm. I thought it was a good game. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to give the Panthers, the Vipers on this one, 3 points. Now, I like what we saw from Columbia last week. Can they match up on the road? Can they get back into the swing of things? Are they going to be a contender? We're going to find out. So, our last game, the game of the week, the Titans taking on the Swarm. I say the game of the week, but we're just going to have fun with this one. The Titans now. I've heard some great things. I have not seen great things yet. Haven't had a chance to be able to see it. And I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to give this one to the Titans by a score 7 on this one. So join us here. We're going to have some great games, like I said. Southern Sports Network is going to go ahead and bring you the Bears game against the Skyhawks. We'll see that one on the Southern Sports Network app. Our Facebook page, we'll have that one going on. Semi-Pro Saturday Facebook page, simultaneously, why not? YouTube page, because people like YouTube, and on our website also, southernsportsnetwork.net. Now you're going to be able to watch some of the other games too that are going to be coming up. The game of the week actually in St. Louis with the Missouri Cyclones. That one's going to be on Alan Hilliard's network. Definitely want to check him out. He's on YouTube. Switch back and forth. You're going to see some great football between both of those games. And then of course, the Panthers game is going to be aired on YouTube as well. Check them out. Those are the 3 that we are aware of. Now, we also want to give some credit for some of the highlights that we've been able to get to. We got, I wouldn't say an outpouring, but we got a few that came in here. Active Productions, definitely want to give a shout out to them for supplying some of the Bears action. Wes does a great job. If you need somebody that get you some of those great shots on the ground, above, give you something that's just the pizzazz, check out Active Productions. They are the best in my opinion. Anyway, that's our week's show. Join us next week. We'll have some more highlights as we start to get these in from some other teams. And I'm going to send you guys down to the next game. Looking forward to it, guys. We'll see you next week.
Just after 5 p.m. here on the campus of Putnam City North High School, home of the Putnam City North Panthers. Great alumni like Sam Bradford and actress Olivia Munn. We want to welcome you to Semi-Pro Saturday right here on a Southern Sports Network. Mike Stewart here opening the home opener for the Oklahoma Bears as they play the Wichita Skyhawks here in Central Midwest Football League action. Semi-Pro Saturday brought to you by RealtyMartUSA.com, home of where you can get both commercial as well as residential real estate in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. That is RealtyMart-USA.com. Got two 1-0 teams here as the Bears are in the home opener here in Northwest Oklahoma City. A gorgeous day, which is around 13 degrees below the pregame weather forecast that you saw right here on SSN. Weather currently 65 degrees and cloudy. Gorgeous weather for football here at Putnam City North. I will be joined in the second quarter by our color analyst, Mr. Brian Tucker, a.k.a. Big T-U-C-K, chew on semi-pro like a football buffet. And we are getting ready for kickoff here between Wichita, and we have the Oklahoma Bears in their gold and black uniforms with the blue lettering here. Kickoff almost underway here as we do see where Wichita is lining up. So Bears will get the ball first, and Wichita will get the ball here after halftime. Lining up here for the kickoff here is Wichita from the 35-yard line. Number 87 here for Wichita. Gavin Armstrong getting ready to kick it off here. 5:03 p.m. here in Northwest Oklahoma City. Getting ready to tee this one off. And we are underway in week 2 for CMFL action. It goes around to the 21-yard line where it's going to be picked up and returned. Gets brought down around the 33-yard line. Spencer Howard on the run there, and it was number 32 for Wichita that came up with the tackle. That was R.J. Stimson. So the Bears under Coach Kevin Cox here, they will begin as the ball is officially spotted at the 35-yard line. And they move it down to the 34-yard line. So this Oklahoma Bears team able to get a 16-8 win last week. Devin White with a 5-yard touchdown run in the opening quarter, and then a 44-yard touchdown pass from Garrett Griffith to Danny Knighton in the second quarter with just under 6 minutes remaining. And that's how they got their first win of the season. Going now with a pass. Wide open, crosses the 50-yard line, and he may take this one all the way to the house. Bear down, Oklahoma Bears. It is the first touchdown on the first pass of the game. As we take a look at the instant replay on that one, that's going to be a big play there for the Oklahoma Bears. That's going to make it 6-0 here with the extra point upcoming. But tremendous effort there on that touchdown pass as we will go with the extra point here. So he just caught the pass and turned on the Jets as he ran, and it's already 6-0 with 14:37 remaining here in the opening quarter. First offensive play, 1 touchdown, 6-0. And at this point, we're just waiting for the extra point. Looks like the teams may be moving back here. Looks like the extra point will be from the 15-yard line, or rather the 17-yard line at this point. So David Goodson, a veteran of semi-pro football in the state of Oklahoma, also known as Legatron. From 32 yards out, it goes up, and it is good. Oklahoma Bears lead by a score of 7-0. Semi-Pro Saturday brought to you by Realty Mart USA. We'll be back on the Southern Sports Network.
Mowing your yard just got easier. TNG Power Equipment has the best Ferris mowers to get the job done, including the all-new 60-inch redesigned deck that mows up to 11 miles per hour in tall or wet conditions. And for smaller lawns, our Ferris 300S starts at just $39.99. And right now, save up to $1,000 on select Ferris models. Commercial grade to last a lifetime. TNG Power Equipment has Ferris mowers to tackle your projects.
Semi-Pro Saturday, a 66-yard touchdown pass from Devin White to Danny Knighton to open up the scoring for the Oklahoma Bears. Want to welcome you back to the Southern Sports Network. Mike Stewart here calling the action as the Bears bear down and take a 7-0 lead. And we are only 31 seconds into tonight's game. 14:29 remaining as the Skyhawks will get the football. Waiting for the kickoff this time here for the Oklahoma Bears. And the referee's having a discussion here. Coach Kevin Cox coming out onto the field. Something he doesn't agree with. So White to Knighton from 66 yards out. 1 play, 1 pass, 1 touchdown. Bears light the spark and go up early. From the 35-yard line, the Bears getting ready to kick this off back to Wichita. Going with the kickoff here, and we got it up in the air. Wichita will get the ball as it rolls out of bounds. There will be an illegal procedure penalty there. And the Skyhawks will get advantageous field position as a result of that going out of bounds. So 16-8 was the score last week on the road for the Bears in their first game of the season as they defeated the Tulsa Gators. In that game, Devin White had a 5-yard touchdown run with 8:55 remaining in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, there was a 44-yard touchdown pass from Garrett Griffith to Danny Knighton.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks at the 35-yard line.
So the second touchdown of the season for both the quarterback and the running back for the Bears. Ball's at the 35-yard line here. As Wichita gets started and takes their snap as they get a run up the middle, and it won't be going anywhere. May have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Number 92 there, Jamarcus McGee, who played his football at Wichita North High School there with the tackle for the Oklahoma Bears. So no gain on the first down play. As we go with a play action here, trying to throw it deep, and he gets it caught. Wichita able to get this down to the 30-yard line. Big play, massive reception there by number 44 for Wichita. Peyton Whitlock there. A triple threat. He's a defensive end, a wide receiver, and a tight end, and then you see as this pass is let go. That was number 7, Domo Terrell there. That was playing defensive back for the Oklahoma Bears. Ball down to the 30-yard line here. Wichita trying to get it back. 4 receiver set. Number 7, the quarterback, looks like Casey Mosley there. And just a den of Bears is coming to break that up, and he gets brought down immediately. Let's take a look at the SSN replay here. Jumps off the defensive edge, and the running back really had nowhere to go on that one.
It'll be 2nd and 15.
So loss of 5 there on the play. It's at the 35-yard line now, and Wichita will have to get this to the 20 to keep the drive alive. Back out 4 receiver set. Casey Mosier, the quarterback for Wichita. Drops back, gets rid of it, and it goes incomplete, and that's going to be 2nd down and 15. The rush coming from these DBs for the Bears, and there's a penalty flag down at around the 27-yard line. Pass intended for number 1, Gary Jolivet. Falls incomplete. We're going to see what the referees call here as a result of the flag. Penalty is against the Oklahoma Bears, so they're going to be giving up some yardage here. We're going to see where the officiating crew will spot this football. As the 3 officials convene at the 37-yard line here. Confirming that the penalty is against the Bears here. As you look down on the sideline cam that we have, get you an in-depth view of the action here. And this looks like it's going to result in an automatic first down. Huge penalty for the Bears here as it gets it down inside the 20-yard line. Not the way you want to start. So all the way to the 10-yard line, and the Bears defense is going to have to bear down and make sure that Wichita isn't able to score here. Number 2 for Wichita, that's Javonte Stewart, gives it to the running back, and he's brought down almost immediately. And we have an injured player down for the Bears. Number 22, that is Tanner Klingensmith, the running back for the Wichita Skyhawks. And we're going to have to take a timeout here, injury timeout. We will take a brief one here and be back on the Southern Sports Network.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma,
Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
And goal to go here. Want to welcome you back on Southern Sports Network's coverage of Semi-Pro Saturday. Central Midwest Football League action between the Oklahoma Bears here in Northwest Oklahoma City playing against the Wichita Skyhawks. Javante Stewart in at quarterback for the Skyhawks. Man in motion here. Gives it back to the running back, and he's going to be tackled for a loss here. Bears defense bending but not breaking. The first player to the Bears backfield is number 42, Austin Mack. Edmond native, played at NEO. Forces third down and goal from the 10. As we hit about 12:24 remaining. Actually around 11:24 remaining here in the opening quarter. So going back with Javante Stewart, got a new running back in for the Skyhawks. Takes a snap, looks to fire it. So that falls to the turf. Incomplete there for Wichita. The new running back that was in, number 30, Kevin Wilson. His nickname being KD, probably not too popular of a nickname here in the 405, all I'm saying. So fourth down to go here, and Wichita looks like they may be trying to opt in and go for it, I guess. Actually, this is number 87 for the Skyhawks. Looks like they're going to kick a field goal. Again, that's Gavin Armstrong. So we have a penalty again, jumping off sides, and that's going to prevent what would have been a 25-yard field goal attempt. And that will make it still fourth down and goal, but it'd be a better field goal attempt for Armstrong. $20-yard attempt right down the middle will put the Skyhawks on the board here. As the clock ticks down below 11 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Takes the snap, gets it down, goes up, and it is good. Wichita able to get on the board for the first time today. With 10:49 remaining in the opening quarter, our score, Oklahoma Bears 7, Wichita Skyhawks 3. We'll see you right back on the other side of this break. This is Semi-Pro Saturday in the Central Midwest Football League on the Southern Sports Network.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
Armstrong is the first points of the afternoon for the Wichita Skyhawks as they cut into this Oklahoma Bears lead. Bears able to score on a 67-yard touchdown pass for their very first play of the game. As you see Coach Kevin Cox out on the field here on the Southern Sports Network, coaching his guys as they get ready for the upcoming kickoff. Cox continuing to be on the field past the 40-yard line here. Want to welcome everybody back to this afternoon's contest. Mike Stewart here calling the play-by-play. Want to thank everyone for watching wherever you may be at, whether it's in Oklahoma City or in Wichita or anywhere in the organized world. That's the beautiful thing about the internet. Today's Semi-Pro Saturday brought to you by RealtyMart-USA.com. Realty Mart provides commercial as well as residential real estate for Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. Kickoff underway from the 35-yard line, and it will be caught at around the 17, going straight up the middle on a kickoff return, and he's got room. Break from the 40-yard line, and it looks like there may have been a face mask there, but a flag is not thrown. Now, Wichita is trying to say that they have possession of the football, waiting for an official call from the referee. They emerge with the football, and it is a Wichita recovery. It ended up in the hands of number 17 for the Skyhawks. That was Troy Clinton King. So if you're the Bears, you have an explosive start to this game. Your defense allows a field goal to hang on to the lead, but then a special teams blunder makes this now to where it's going to be the Skyhawks with the ball at the 42-yard line. And that defense is going to have to show up once again. Quarterback takes a snap. He drops back. He's looking to let it go. Goes deep. And it goes out of bounds, incomplete. So once again, the quarterback in is Javonte Stewart, flanked by his running back, number 22, Tanner Klingensmith. Just over 10:20 remaining here in quarter number one. This Skyhawks offense has proven that they are not scared to take shots. Second and 10 from the 44-yard line.
It'll be second and 10 for the Skyhawks.
Stewart under center with Klingensmith. Takes the football, gives it to Klingensmith straight up the middle. Two Bears take them down as they converge on the running back. Tyrone Elix there on the tackle. 9-yard gain, third down and a yard to go. The ball is going to be at the 33. Got to get this to the 32 to move the chains. Would think that they're going to go to Klingensmith back up the middle after he was able to get a burst of 9 on that last run. And it looks like there was some movement beforehand. They throw the football. It's caught here. There's a flag down at around the 33-yard line. It'll be a first down for Wichita if it stands. Looks like it may have been a free play for Wichita as the Bears went offsides. That was caught by number 1 for Wichita. Number 1 for Wichita being Gary Jolivet Jr. Takes it down to the 19-yard line and a fresh set of downs for the Skyhawks, who made the drive down I-35 to play in this evening's contest. Clock ticking down below 9 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Back to Klingensmith on the run, and he gets brought down after a gain of about 1 there. Big tackle there by the Bears defensive line.
It'll be second and 8.
Number 49, Josiah Woodard, playing his college ball at Southeastern Oklahoma State. So officially a gain of 2 down to the 17-yard line as we are at around the 8-minute mark here in quarter number 1. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here at Putnam City North Stadium. A gain of another couple of yards up the middle. Ball officially spotted just outside the 15-yard line. It's going to be third down and about 7 yards to go. They have to get this inside the 10-yard line down to the 9 to make it first and goal. 7:20 remaining in this first quarter clock. Javonte Stewart under center at quarterback. Fakes it to the running back. He runs himself, gets down, and he's almost at the first down marker, but knocked out of bounds. Looks like number 21, Dominic Berry, and number 42, Austin Mack there, making sure that it's fourth down, and the ball is going to be spotted at the 12-yard line. Again, the guy get this to the 9 here. Right at around 7 minutes here remaining in the opening quarter. Big fourth down play coming up. Stewart under center. And we have a penalty flag that's thrown. The Bears are signaling it's a false start, and it is. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty that will greatly benefit the gold, blue, and black. So you go from 4th and 3 to 4th and 8, and you wonder if Wichita will settle for a field goal here that will draw to a 1-point game. $32-yard field goal coming up here. Looks like it'll be spotted at the 33. So we'll see if the Skyhawks are able to draw this to within 1 point. Snap down, brings it up, and it's blocked. Recovered by the Oklahoma Bears. And he's going 1 for 2 as the home team will take over right around the 31-yard line. Excellent coverage on special teams to make up for the gaffe, which led to the turnover to begin with. As you see it on the Semi-Pro Saturday replay here. Officially spotted at the 26-yard line. Football is down. And the Bears will take back over on offense here with a 4-point lead. So still right at around the 7-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Once again, I want to thank everybody watching Semi-Pro Saturday, Central Midwest Football League action right here on the Southern Sports Network in Northwest Oklahoma City at Putnam City North High School. Waiting for the referee to get the play set. He's moving back into his position here. So Bears running an I formation with a 2-receiver set here. Garrett Griffin under center for the Oklahoma Bears at quarterback. Gives it to his running back, able to go up the middle, able to bowl over a Wichita defender and get a gain for a couple of yards here. So that was number 24 for the Bears. That is Johnny Toombs. Played his high school football at our rival school, the PC North, at Putnam City Original. So from the 33-yard line, Griffin ready to take the snap here. Pressure coming, able to escape, gets rid of it. Receiver cannot break away, and that's going to be pass interference or holding. So it should be a first down. The defensive back not liking the result. That's number 11, Marcus Warner, for the Skyhawks. So they're waving the flag, it looks like. But the two other officials are convening at the 44-yard line. I will say this, in real time, it did look like his jersey was being held. As the wind gust is continuing to pick up, we can hear it in the press box here. Again, just absolutely gorgeous weather at kickoff when it was 65 degrees outside. The sun is starting to come back out. It did rain earlier this afternoon. So 6:10 remaining here in the opening quarter. As we're just awaiting where the ball spot will be and if there's a penalty or not. Again, in real time, it looked like the receiver's jersey was being held, and it did look like pass interference. Now you have the Skyhawks coach on the sideline. We presume that's the head coach, Daryl Nave. And this is finally moving, it appears to be the way of the Oklahoma Bears. First down yardage and more. We're going to see where they finally spot the pigskin at. As they continue to move down, it's going to be put at what appears to be the 48-yard line. Yes, and it will be the 48-yard line for the Bears as they look to get back in Skyhawks territory here. So for those of you just joining us, we have had a bit of a barn burner start in offense, kind of cooled off a little bit. 66-yard touchdown pass from Devin White to Danny Knighton on the first play of the game. Wichita able to march down to the 20-yard line, and they were able to kick a field goal. Then we had a fumble on special teams by the Bears, which then resulted at the end of the drive, there was a blocked field goal attempt, which would have put the Skyhawks within 1 point. So it's 7-3, 6:10 remaining. So there were 2 penalties on the play. The pass interference takes precedence because that's going to get the Bears the most yardage down at the 35-yard line of the Skyhawks. Bunch formation up top. Gives it back to the running back. He's able to get 5 yards and then more. Maybe a run of about 7 on the play. Johnny Toombs with the carry. The PCO alum brings it down to the 28-yard line for a gain of 7. Clock ticking down inside 5:40 remaining in this first quarter. The Bears on the move looking to get another touchdown to build upon their 4-point lead against Wichita. Quarterback takes the snap, gives it to his running back, dodges one defender, and is able to break out and not get negative yardage. Got really close to the first down marker there. Adidas McDonald played his college ball at Southern Nazarene down the road in Bethany. 3rd and inches here. They literally just have to get to the 25-yard line, and the Bears will move these chains for a first down. So around a half a yard to a yard, depending upon where the ball spot would be at or what you see on your screen there. Snap down, gives it back to their big boy who gets it all the way down to the 21-yard line. So first down there for the Oklahoma Bears. They officially spot this at the 22-yard line. As we await the Bears breaking the huddle here. Quarterback takes the snap, Looks to escape the pressure. Still running on his feet. Down around looks to be the 17-yard line. Garrett Griffith scrambling to get some additional yardage. He's going to get a gain of 4 on the quarterback keeper there. Second down and around 6. Ball's at the 18 with 3.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Coach Cox just calling the play slow and deliberately. He's hanging out around the 31-yard line. So Griffith has 3 men to his right side in the backfield, gives it to the running back there. There's going to be a penalty flag. Looks like that was Adidas McDonald again, but there's a penalty flag right at around the 20-yard line. Referees are going to call holding against the Bears. So that will be coming back after a 5-yard penalty. 3:01 remaining here on the first quarter clock. Once again, tonight's coverage of Semi-Pro Saturday in the Central Midwest Football League brought to you by Realty Mart USA, home of commercial as well as residential real estate for rural areas in Oklahoma, Arkansas, as well as Missouri. RealtyMart-USA.com. So second down and 15 here. The ball's going to be from the 28-yard line. They're going to have to get this down inside the 12-yard line to get the first down. As we have Chris Dotson running our beautiful sideline cam here. Griffin is under center here. Takes the snap, 4 receiver set, pressure coming. He escapes from it. Got another defender, able to let this go. Stays in bounds and throws the football away. So they said he stepped out of bounds and believe the ball will be at the 35-yard line now. So Griffin trying to be fancy with the footwork there. So it's going to be 3rd and 22. As it looked like he was able to escape 3 defenders and got rid of the football, but the referee said, nah, you stepped out of bounds. .234 and counting remaining here in the opening quarter. Four receiver set. Griffin takes the snap, throws it to a slot receiver, able to get past the 30. Goes down to around the 21-yard line. Gets back all the negative yardage, which should make this a manageable 3rd down and long. Spotted at the 22-yard line. There will be a 3rd down and 10 upcoming for the Bears. Clock inside 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. And again, the Bears is being slow and deliberate here. Coach Cox taking his sweet time, having a 4-point lead with the football. As we hit 1:40 remaining in quarter number 1. It looks like we're going to have what appears to be a field goal attempt. So this is 4th down now. Legatron David Goodson setting this up for what appears to be a 39-yard field goal attempt. Gets it up, lets it go, and it goes through easily. 7 points is the lead once again as the Bears go back up by a score of 10-3. 1:17 remaining here in quarter number 1. This is Central Midwest Football League action. Oklahoma Bears over to Wichita Skyhawks right here on the Southern Sports Network. Saturday brought to you by Realty Mart USA. If you're just joining us, the Bears extended their lead from 4 points to 7 on the strength of a 39-yard field goal by Legatron himself, the semi-pro veteran David Goodson. Looks like 1:17 remaining here in the opening quarter. Kickoff down the pike as it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Skyhawks able to get on the board, for those of you just joining us, on the strength of a 20-yard field goal, which was a response to the first play for the Oklahoma Bears, which was a 66-yard touchdown pass from Devin White to Danny Knighton. Then the Bears had a miscue on special teams, fumbling the football inside their own 30-yard line. Wichita not able to take advantage of that as they had their second field goal attempt blocked. And so the Bears just responded with Goodson's 39-yarder to make this a 10-3 score. 114, 113, 112 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Wichita with their third possession of this opening quarter. Man in motion. Gives it back to the running back, and he gets met immediately, which what will appear to be a gain of 1 yard there. So they officially call it no gain as we're inside. Well, we're right at 45 seconds right now remaining in the first quarter. Second down and 10 will be coming up from the 25-yard line. Clock ticking inside 35 seconds remaining as the Skyhawks are just content to let it go at the moment. 4 receiver set. As they go with the running back, and he's able to get a gain of about 6 yards there. Carried by Wendell Jones Jr., as that should be the final play of the opening quarter. Inside 10 seconds remaining, but we don't believe that Wichita will be running anything else at this point. And so we've played one. Week 2 of CMFL action here. The Oklahoma Bears with a 10-3 lead over the Wichita Skyhawks. We will join you for second quarter action after this commercial message on the Southern Sports Network.
Feel the warmth deep down in my bones. When I walk through that open door, I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
You're my home. You're my home. Love brings us here. Together we can do no wrong. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
Network started the second quarter here. The Oklahoma Bears have a 10-3 lead over the Wichita Skyhawks in this beautiful 64-degree day, which is about 13 degrees below pregame prognostications due to an earlier thunderstorm from this morning. Quarterback takes a snap, fakes to his running back, looks to get rid of it, throws to his receiver, and it falls incomplete. Looks like he was walking around with a bum ankle there. As you see Deontay Carter there on your screen, getting amped up there. Carter played at Ponca City High School. Closer to the Kansas border on I-35. So we have our first potential return for the Bears. 2 men bagging number 0, Spencer Howard. And then we also have number 41 for the Bears, which is going to be Bo Conway from Rosedale, Mississippi, played at West Boulevard High School. And it looks like we have a timeout here that will be called by Wichita. So we'll take a timeout with them, and we will be back with 14:55 remaining in the second quarter of play here on SSN.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future. There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
Live on SSN, we are about to go to our punt here by the Skyhawks. Oklahoma Bears up by a score of 10-3. Defender gets in motion on special teams for Wichita. And we have a penalty flag here before the ball can even be kicked. So we're waiting for the referee here, and we are going to see if this was a false start against the special teams unit for Wichita. So this is going to back them up 5 yards. Again, just starting the second quarter here. We're at the 14:52 mark here of quarter number 2. 66-yard touchdown pass to start the game for the Oklahoma Bears. Danny Knighton able to get that, and he just took off with it as soon as he caught it for those of you just joining us. Skyhawks get a 20-yard field goal, and then looked like they may be able to cut into this lead when the Bears fumbled on special teams, but was able to block the second field goal attempt, and Legatron David Goodson able to hit a 39-yard field goal here. As we go back to the punt after the 5-yard penalty, lets that go. And it's going to drop down harmlessly at the 45-yard line and will continue to roll down to around the 41. So Bears going to take this over. Offense will get back onto the field for their first drive of the second quarter. As you see the crowd here on the home stands of beautiful Putnam City North Stadium in northwest Oklahoma City. Big week coming up on the Oklahoma sports scene. The Oklahoma City Thunder, after sweeping the New Orleans Pelicans in the first round of the NBA playoffs, going to host the Dallas Mavericks after the Mavs were able to get a victory over the Clippers last night. They'll be making a drive up I-35, or rather the flight, because it is the NBA. For Tuesday's night's game on TNT, that will be beginning at 8:30 p.m. So we have a 4-receiver formation, bunched down at the bottom of the screen. Quarterback takes the snap, lets this one go. Able to catch it past the 42-yard line. Bear down, first down, Bears. Officially spotted at the 43-yard line. We'll look at this again on the OS, or the Southern Sports Network replay.
Daniel Knighton on the catch.
So Danny Knighton with the 66-yard touchdown grab, able to get that reception, which brings it into Skyhawks territory. As we are at around a 14.5-minute mark here in quarter number 2. Once again with a 4-receiver set here. Quarterback takes the snap. He's going to run straight up the middle. He's going to get first down yardage and more. Able to run it down, but there's a penalty flag that falls at the 26-yard line. So this one may be coming back for holding. We're just waiting for the official call. And that is what it is. There was a hold on that offensive line. It's going to come back and will likely be a 5-yard penalty. So 13:45 remaining here as the clock continues to run on this offensive drive for the Oklahoma Bears. So 5 yards from the spot, the foul is going to make it first down and 13. It's going to be at the 40-yard line. Bears will have to get this down past the 27-yard line to move the chains and get a first down. 4 receivers set here. Running back in the backfield for the Bears. QB takes a snap, drops back deep, throws it to the turf harmlessly as it falls incomplete. Devin White back under center. Devin White threw, or actually got the first touchdown of the season for the Bears on a 5-yard run in the first quarter last week in that win against the Tulsa Gators. Ball still at the 40-yard line. Substitution personnel coming in for the Bears.
Copy that.
So 2nd and 13. White throws it harmlessly to the ground. Looked like one of Donovan McNabb's duck passes back in the NFL in the 90s. Back to a 4-receiver set here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Great look at our sideline cam there for a moment. QB takes a snap. Looking to get Rivet. Throws it deep. And it looks like the receiver may have been run over early. They're not going to throw a flag, and they do right now. So it was a late flag being thrown down to the 21-yard line. Looked like maybe the feet may have initially got tripped up, but now they're thinking it may have been a hold or a pass interference. That was a late flag, though, coming in, but it did look like the right call. As these officials will convene here between the 15 and the 20-yard line, gathered down at the 19. As you see them here on the SSN sideline cam. Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be against number 14 for Wichita. No, that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Oklahoma Bears. So that is going to be against wide receiver Danny Knighton. And so a result of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is going to be 15 yards. That is a big no-no that was damaging what could have been a massive, insignificant drive. Skyhawks down 7, needing all the breaks they can get to keep this competitive here early in the second quarter, hoping to get this drive stalled. Third down and long upcoming for the Bears. And again, they have to make it down to the 27-yard line to get the first down. Looks like 3rd and 28. QB takes the ball. He's got plenty of time, but here comes the rush on the edge. Throws it downfield, and that's... I can't believe that wasn't intercepted. It flew right in the breadbasket for the Wichita defender, and he was not able to wrangle that in. It was just a lazy duck that went down, and Wichita's DB was not able to haul that in, which is surprising. I mean, at this level, that's about as much of a gift wrap pass that you can get to get an interception and wasn't able to come up with it. Like the late, great John Madden said, that's why he plays defense. So this will be a punt, and there's going to be men lined up deep for Wichita between the 20 and the 30-yard line. Bears holding on to a 10-3 lead as we approach 12:46 remaining here in quarter number 2. And we have flags flying before the punt can even go off, and now they're calling a penalty against the Bears again. On a drive that had so much promise and is just self-destructed by penalties. So Goodson back, Legatron about to let this one go between the 25 and the 30-yard line. As we have a timeout by the Bears, and we'll take one with them. So 12:46 remaining in the second quarter. Oklahoma up by 10-3 over Wichita on SSN.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities.
As it goes over to the kickoff returner's head into the end zone for a touchback, and now you know why they call him Legatron. The longtime veteran, decade plus in the semi-pro game here in central Oklahoma. Rolls out about 5 seconds off on the clock. Wichita will take over the football right at around the 25-yard line. Still think we may be able to hear and see from our color analyst, Mr. Brian Tucker, this afternoon, maybe in the second half. He had ran into some pregame issues that he was taking care of, but hopefully we'll see him this afternoon and get his expertise, having played several years of semi-pro here in the metro area. Man in motion for Wichita, gives it to the running back, and he's able to get a burst, but not before a den of Bears is able to tackle him at the 33-yard line. So gain of about 3. Going to make a 2nd down and 7 here. Once again, Semi-Pro Saturday brought to you by Realty Mart USA, home of rural, residential, and commercial real estate for Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. RealtyMart-USA.com. 2nd down and 7 to go here from the 28-yard line. Have to get this down to the 35 to move the sticks. Giving it back to the running back, and there was a defensive wall by the Bears to make it only a gain of about 1. So we're looking at 3rd down and about 6 to go. Clock ticking down inside 12 minutes remaining before we go to halftime here on Southern Sports Network. So quarterback looking to roam outside, and he may be able to run past the 1st down marker, and he does. Brought down at around the 38-yard line. So the quarterback, Javonte Stewart, able to move those chains. Stewart able to scramble just past the 40-yard line, which is going to make this 1st down. They spotted officially at the 41, but it looked like it was just shy of the 41-yard line as the running back is able to get down to the 44. This Bears defense playing bend but don't break. Good run for 3 yards there, which brings it down to around the 44.
It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Skyhawks.
So back 2nd and 6 for the Skyhawks. Second down, it looks like, again, from the 44-yard line after that last run. 4 down defensive linemen for the Bears as they take the ball, fakes it to the running back. Quarterback is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Defensive lineman said he's shutting that down. That's a no-go. So that was number 92 with the sack there. That's Jamarcus McGee. Once again, played at Wichita North High School. On the opposite sideline here, playing for the Oklahoma Bears as we are at the 9:20 mark here, remaining before we go to halftime. 3rd down and 9 to go here from the 41-yard line. 4 receivers set with a running back in the backfield. Fakes to the running back, and another sack here by this Oklahoma Bears defense. And 2 of the linemen getting into it here. So once again on the sack, wrecking havoc is Jamarcus McGee. He kicks down the door like he's Javon Hargrave for the San Francisco 49ers. So consecutive sacks by this Bears defensive line. Ball is going to be at the 36-yard line with a punt upcoming. Two men deep between the 35 and the 30-yard line here. But there is a flag that's going to be against Wichita, and this is going to drive it back a little bit further. So at the 8:16 mark here in quarter number 2, Bears defense playing brilliantly, holding these Skyhawks to just a field goal when they had major opportunities in that first quarter, especially after the special teams mishap that led to a fumble on their own side of the field. Takes the snap, able to get rid of it, nearly blocked there. As there's a recovery at the 33, and there's a lane that's wide open. He may be able to bring this all the way down, and he's brought down at the 1-yard line. Tremendous kickoff return, great special teams. As you see the squad celebrating as we take a look at the end of that play on the SSN replay. We do have a flag down at the 20-yard line. Officials are convening at the 25. Wonder if there's an illegal block or something that may have sprung him loose there with 7:45 remaining in our first half. So they are calling roughing the kicker. It looked like it may have been a flop, in my opinion. Live, I didn't see where he was hit. Maybe he came down on the Bears player. That's one of those ones where you want to be able to apply pressure, but if you know you're not going to get to block the kick, you want to make it to where you leave no benefit of the doubt in a situation like that. This may be a re-kick. They're lining up like it's going to be a re-kick. So it will be a replay of 4th down. Everything's coming back. This will be 4th down and 15 to go, which will be officially from the 35-yard line. Late substitutions here. And I don't know if he was able to get off the field in time. Looks like the play's going to be whistled dead, and they may redo this one again. So mishaps on special teams, which are leading to not only negate the excellent return down to what would have been a 1st and goal, but now Coach Cox Coach Kevin Cox, who is back in semi-pro after taking a couple of years off, primarily for health reasons. He's lost a bunch of weight and looks very good, in very good shape. But obviously, as he is getting off near the 45-yard line, isn't happy with the results of what has happened over these last couple of plays. So the official spot of the football will be the 35-yard line here as we once again will have a third attempt at a Skyhawks punt. 7:34 remaining before we go to halftime. Lets it go cleanly as this one goes down and will park itself between the 26 and the 27-yard line. Goes out of bounds, and there's a penalty flag thrown. Will probably be an illegal procedure penalty. Couple more yards there for the Bears. 7:21 remaining here in quarter number 2. So we're just waiting for the respective position players to get back onto the field for both teams. You have Wichita's coach arguing with one of the officials near the 30-yard line. As you can see down the sideline cam, they're here on SSN. I want to thank Chris Dotson, SSN CEO, for working the sideline cam today. Provides an excellent perspective of the on-field action that the camera that we have in the sky may not be able to provide sometimes. So thanks, Chris, for making the trip down to OKC. We really appreciate you. As we get back to this football game, and just waiting for the official spot of the football here. So they're going to put this at the 28-yard line, which is where the Bears will take over first down and 10. 4 receivers set. You're going to have trips at the bottom of the screen. And just waiting for the officials here to start the clock so we can get the game back going here. As we get ready to get back into it here. Back under center for the Bears, Garrett Griffin. Takes the snap. Gets rid of it to the slot receiver and not really able to get past the original line of scrimmage there. So that was caught by number 41, Stephen Conway, who is able to really not get a gain on that one. Conway, again, from West Boulevard High School in Rosedale, Mississippi. So we are getting ready here to go on second down and 10. 5 receivers set this time, and there may have been an early snap. That's going to be offsides, I believe. Griffin able to scramble. He thinks, he'll have a free play if he can get this off. Throws it down to the intended target, which gets it down past the 40-yard line and is able to get out to the 45. That is a first down. So, big play there on the free play as a result of a penalty. Able to get it to the 49-yard line, which is a major play here for the Bears, looking to extend this 1-touchdown lead as we are at 6:25 remaining before we go to halftime. Again, beautiful 65-degree weather for the month of May. Here at Putnam City North High School, home of the Panthers. Alumni like former OU Heisman Trophy winner Sam Bradford and Hollywood actress Olivia Munn. Three-receiver formation at the bottom of the screen here. Griffin takes the snap. Plenty of time to get rid of the football. Throws it downfield, and it's caught. Right at the 42-yard line there, and that's going to be enough for a gain of around 7 or 8. So Brian Williams, who played at Bacone College before their football program went defunct a few years ago. Former NAIA program in Muskogee. Back in the early 2000s, they had big rivalry games with SNU and Langston. Back to a four-receiver set, trips at the top of the screen. They're going to go run this time, and that's going to be a first down and more. Able to stay on his feet till he gets down to about the 37-yard line, and a couple of extracurriculars there after the play. Once again, going to Toombs there, Johnny Toombs from PCO. Stumbles, rumbles, and bumbles his way down to around the 36. Clock at 5:19 remaining here in the second quarter before we go to halftime. So a couple of field goals, and then the big touchdown play, which was from 66 yards out, which was the first play of the game. And that is the difference here in Northwest Oklahoma City. So we have early movement. There's a flag that's thrown before the penalty. Griffith can't do anything with the football because it is a false start on the offensive line. Clock now at 4:54. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring this back here. And you get the feeling that the Bears could be up by another touchdown or so, but it's just little penalties. It's the little wounds that, or the little cuts that can cause big wounds in the long run. Special teams penalties, penalties on the offensive line and the defensive line, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, you name it, we've seen it from the Bears as far as penalties go in this first half. Gives it to the running back, able to make a big run of about 5 to 6 yards, which should bring it back to the original line of scrimmage, or at least get very close. So they're going to call this a gain of 4, which would be second down and 11 upcoming. So we are going to be joined by the CEO of the Southern Sports Network, Chris Dotson. And Chris, you were running that sideline cam. What was it like down there?
Well, I accidentally had me a nice little raincoat on that kept a lot of the heat in, so I'm sweating. I mean, it's even warm down on the field, even though it was perfect weather, but it was some great vantage points down there. The Bears seem to be very lively on their sideline, even though that they, had some penalties. They're just making some adjustments, it looks like.
Looks like there's a lot of penalties that are making this not be a bigger lead. I was saying right before you came in, this could have been a 14-point lead for the Bears if it wasn't for all the penalties that they had.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems to be kind of the crux right now. And lining up, that was kind of the one thing, though, that I noticed, that they were kind of misaligned. They didn't know their, a couple players were just getting in the wrong time, and 12 men in the huddle, that kind of stuff. So it's just really about tightening things up right now for these guys.
As we get back here, and we are officially around 4:03 remaining before we go to halftime intermission. Semi-Pro Saturday in the Central Midwest Football League, brought to you by Realty Mart USA.
Well, I don't know about you. I'm going to go down and get me – I was told to go down and get me one of the hot links. It's bear food is what they call it. And we know that, this whole shenanigans, we'll get back to that in a second.
Absolutely. Griffin lets it go. And it's intercepted right around the 6-yard line, and he's got plenty of room. Wichita may be able to break this open, but there's a penalty flag that was thrown at around the 36-yard line. Able to be tackled at the opposite 30, but we're going to see where the referees put this, because I believe he may have got an illegal block that sprung him a few extra yards.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely an illegal block, or maybe a hold at that point. Danny Knighton on the other side trying to make his case for DPI. Didn't call it. I didn't see DPI either, so I think it was just a clean interception at that point. Ball should be placed at around the 25-yard line if it is spotted at the 35 for that hold. We'll see what the official says.
So they're bringing this back, Chris, and it looks like as a result, the interception is going to stand. But he didn't get a whole lot out of it as they're going to put this at around the 27-yard line where the Skyhawks will start their latest drive and have 3:43 to try to tie this ball game up before we go to halftime.
Yeah, Griffin throwing double coverage on the replay, if we can bring that up. We didn't bring that one up, so don't worry. But basically that last play, Danny Knighton on one-on-one, deadly. Doesn't matter. 2-on-1, I mean, if you get the underneath, you're going to get what you get.
Well, Chris, you know when he scored that first touchdown on that 66-yarder, he was able to turn on the Jets when he was able to break from the 45 and just ran it all the way in.
Yeah, there was nobody covering him. I mean, that was a thing.
Yeah, he was very wide open.
Ball's on the ground.
And there is a fumble. Wonder if all indications are saying that the Skyhawks are going to keep that one.
Yeah, there's another penalty on the play, though. Looks like it's going to be against the Bears. Encroachment, it looks like, from the call.
Defensive line has looked really good for the Bears so far. They have not allowed anything as far as running back. I think the biggest run has been 9 yards, but that's when the middle parted like a Red Sea earlier.
Yeah, they've committed, though, some false starts. I mean, some offsides, so it looks like they're about 15, 20 yards worth of offsides so far in the game.
So as we tick down inside 3:15 remaining in this opening quarter, the ball is at the 31. About 6 yards to go for Wichita. They let this one go, and that is nearly intercepted. Great one-handed pass breakup at around the 45-yard line.
Got a paw on that one.
He did indeed.
All pun intended.
Absolutely.
All pun intended.
Well, you'll be able to try that bear food at halftime. I know people are going to be looking forward. For those of you who follow SSN very religiously, you know that Chris will go to these high school stadiums and try out the food and see how it goes. And for a foodie like myself, I'm really looking forward to that, Chris.
Yeah, so am I. I'm going to get my fat boy on. I haven't eaten all day, so I got an appetite. I've got a bear-sized appetite here.
Absolutely. Well, with all the work you've been doing in the pregame, I imagine you're starving at this point. 3:06 remaining. 3 receivers set for the Skyhawks with a running back in the backfield. They fake it to the running back, pressure coming up the weak side, and that just is tipped, and that was a dangerous tip as it could have been easily intercepted.
Yeah, he was trying to do a 10 and in. If he throws that ball a little bit to the outside, a little bit more and down, that would have been a first down, but ball gets away from him.
It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
So 3rd down and 5 to go. They're going to have to bring this one down to around the 38-yard line to keep the drive alive and move the chains for Wichita Skyhawks first down.
They're going to take a timeout now. You know, in this game, I'm surprised it's a low-scoring affair because both teams, they have the ability to put up some big points. But, again, some penalties, missed marks, missed cues are kind of what's holding this game from really opening up. I expect that to kind of change in the second half. Last week we saw the Bears come out dynamite in the first half, especially in the first few drives in series. Then they got sloppy. Now, in this game, same thing, but I have a feeling here that Coach Kevin Cox is going to really drill into it at halftime, try to tighten up this game a lot more than what we've seen, and really see some continuity going in the second half.
But the defense is looking really good, especially when Wichita played their season opener in the CMFL last week, Chris. They played the Kansas Diamondbacks, and it was a 34-0 shutout.
Yeah, 34-0. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that one. There was no broadcast, so I can't really give you any notes on it. But, you know, the Skyhawks are a deadly team. I mean, I don't care if it's during the regular season, but they really turn it up during the playoffs. Something about the playoffs and the Skyhawks really go hand in hand. It's almost like watching Spurs, San Antonio Spurs back in the day. You know, they would kind of play okay, mediocre in the regular season. And, boy, they turn on the Jets in the offseason.
And it's all because of Coach Popovich, who I think he's got another good one in Victor Wembanyama. But we'll save that, talk about the NBA for another time as we go to 3rd down and 5 here. 3 receivers set again for Wichita with the running back flanking the quarterback here. So goes straight, and that's an excellent pass, which will get to a Skyhawks first down. Great cut on the route there for the route running.
We've got an injured player actually right now for the Bears.
Yeah, so we may have to take a timeout here as this will take a couple of moments for them to figure out what's going on. We can get that replay teed up for the first down And I think that's what we're trying to work on at the moment. But
We're going to take a quick break, though. We'll come right back. Talk a little more about that here on the Southern Sports Network. You're watching Semi-Pro Saturdays coverage.
is just continuing to be consistent.
Oh, yeah. He started a long time ago. I think he started in the 2012 season when they were the Diamondbacks, and it's been around. I mean, it's over a decade now. But we've got a score update for you here. In the second quarter, actually at halftime, the Warcats and the Cougars, surprisingly 12-12 game. We knew this one was going to be kind of a tight one. I gave it a 3-point advantage to the Cougars, who actually had a great game last week. We didn't see a whole lot from the Warcats except for week 0 when they obliterated their backyard brothers, the Northwest Arkansas Generals. So we'll have to see going down the stretch some of these scores that are going to be coming in, see how everybody's doing.
Yes, and again, beautiful day for football, but like you said, with it being warm on the field and the sun coming out, humidity starting to take its toll there. As we do see 4 receivers set here for the Skyhawks as they get back on the field. Bunch formation, 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Takes a snap, fakes to the running back, and here comes the pressure.
And there goes a flag also. Probably a holding call, I would imagine.
A holding call not even worth the penalty because you couldn't, it was like a twister coming in to try to destroy a barn door.
At that point. You got to see the replay on that one. So, getting another score update right now. Third quarter, Cyclones 12, Falcons 8. We knew that one was going to be a tight game. I know that the Cyclones should be able to win that one, but I'll tell you what, this Falcons team that I saw from last week, I was highly impressed. And that score can go either way, honestly. That could be a close game, and I don't think it's going to blow out either way, but man.
Yeah, 12-8 is highly competitive.
For sure.
Hold confirmed against Wichita. They're going to go into a punt formation here as we hit what will be just under 2 minutes to go here right now at the 2-minute warning. Deep man back for the Oklahoma Bears at around the 26. Lets it go.
Great punt.
Bounces at the 30, and this will take a Skyhawks bounce inside the red zone to the 18-yard line. So 1:47 remaining to go. Oklahoma Bears lead by a score of 10-3. We will be right back after a brief message on the Southern Sports Network. 10-3. Oklahoma Bears to take over from the 19-yard line. We do want to thank the CEO of the Southern Sports Network, Chris Dotson, for chiming in with his expert analysis and updated game scores across the CMFL this afternoon. So 1:47 to go. We have a 4-receiver set here. Takes the snap. Pressure coming. Fires over the middle and is able to get this across the 25-yard line. Down to the 30. It'll be a first down. Oklahoma Bears. Caught by number 8. Everett Davis with the reception. Again, the former Bacone Warrior who played his college football in Muskogee. Ball at the 31-yard line here. Bears have 1:40 to work. We'll see if they're able to get some more points on the board to extend this 1-touchdown lead. Four down defensive linemen for Wichita. Quarterback takes a snap, able to get rid of it immediately. Caught right at around the 35, going to get a gain of about 4 on that pitch and catch. Officially spotted at around the 34-yard line, which is a gain of 3, 7 yards to go. Okay, now they are moving it back to the 35-yard line, which is what I originally anticipated. Quarterback takes a snap, trying to escape, nearly sacked, on his feet still. Brings it back to the original line of scrimmage. Not really a gain of anything. Credit the 4-3 defense there for the Skyhawks to be able to keep the QB bottled up. They're officially going to call this a gain of 1 down to the 36. And the referee says, no, you really didn't get anything, so they bring it back to the 35. So 3rd and 6 to go. Inside 30 seconds remaining. Passes the football to the open receiver, not really able to do too much. It's going to be 4th down and 2 with 22 seconds and counting remaining. They stop it with 21.6 seconds remaining to go here before we end the first half. It's going to be 4th down and 2 yards to go, and you have to wonder if Coach Kevin Cox is going to have them go for it at this point. But the clock is continuing to tick down. That was the last play of the opening half. So we are officially at halftime. The Oklahoma Bears lead the Wichita Skyhawks by a score of 10-3. This is Central Midwest Football League action on Semi-Pro Saturday here on the Southern Sports Network. So we thought it was halftime. Apparently there was a timeout called. 1 second, one play here. So maybe a Hail Mary. Once again, you never know what you're going to get in semi-pro. It is a 4-receiver set here. Skyhawks running their 4-3. Barring a defensive penalty, this should be the last play of the opening half. Continuing to run, stays on his feet. Potential here for what could be a score, but it just runs out to the 33-yard line, and that should finally end our first half. So again, one play, a little bit of excitement, nothing changing on the scoreboard, but there is a flag down before we go back to commercial. And both teams are walking off the field, so that's officially the end of the opening half. 10-3, Bears over Skyhawks. We will now begin halftime on the Southern Sports Network.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change this, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change it, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change it, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change it, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change it, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change it, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change it, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change us now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change us now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change us now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change us now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change us now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change us now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change us, ripping out pages. I'm going to change us now.
Semi-Pro Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going to change this now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going to change this, ripping out pages. I'm going to change this now.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
Things could be stranger, but I don't. Things could be stranger.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home, my home. I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am home.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home, my home.
Mowing your yard just got easier. TNG Power Equipment has the best Ferris mowers to get the job done, including the all-new 60-inch redesigned deck that mows up to 11 miles per hour in tall or wet conditions. And for smaller lawns, our Ferris 300S starts at just $39.99. And right now, save up to $1,000 on select Ferris models. Commercial grade to last a lifetime. TNG Power Equipment has Ferris mowers to tackle your projects.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
A tradition of educational excellence, more than a century in the making, continues in Broken Arrow. Here, supportive faculty, in-demand undergraduate and graduate degrees, and affordable tuition make Northeastern State University your transfer destination. Finish what you started.
Hey, Dean Blandino here, and guess what? Football season is right around the corner. And to watch the best live broadcasts in high school sports in Northeast Oklahoma, download the Southern Sports Network app. And check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I just did. Give them a like. It's the best broadcast in high school sports, and not just that area, in the country. Check them out.
Semi-Pro Saturday is brought to you in part by 950 Ways Graphics. Professional graphics for players, coaches, and teams. Trust the pros at 950 Ways Graphics and look them up on Facebook at 950 Ways Graphics.
She was a good companion, eyes like the Grand Canyon. She was an American beauty. She was a long goodbye. She was the best I lived by. She was an American beauty. With her wafers on in the summer sun, her touch felt like a loaded gun. Wish I had held her long. Wish I had held her long.
We are computer science pros, chemists and lab technicians, health professionals, mathematicians, and science educators. We are the Greg Wadley College of Science and Health Professions at Northeastern State University. Choose from degrees in natural sciences, health and pre-health professions, mathematics and computer science, and more. Discover the possibilities at Northeastern State University.
My name's Todd Harden, and I am Todd's Coffee. The reason I do this to begin with is because I really want people to experience coffee. What I'm doing and what other roasters are doing as well is, we're trying to figure out what the bean is trying to tell us. My goal and my customer really is, there's probably 2 out of 10 people that could taste the difference in one of my better roasts versus an average roast. If I can make those people happy, I'm making everybody happy. And so that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to roasting. You can just go to toddscoffee.com. You can get a whole bean, or I'll grind it for you. Either way, there'll be a drop down in there that you can order it that way. So order some coffee.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes now. Spend a lifetime trying to figure it out. I'm going through changes, ripping out pages. I'm going through changes now.
The College of Education at North.
Chris Dotson here, coming back from halftime, 10-3 game. Oklahoma Bears in Central Midwest Football League action against the Wichita Skyhawks. Chris, let's get your take on the first 2 quarters.
First 2 quarters, both of these teams came in already one game. In the Skyhawks, they blew out an opponent in their backyard, right? The Diamondbacks. Now, we weren't really prepared to see much out of the Diamondbacks, and it showed. Skyhawks coming into this first half, they looked good. They just didn't look good enough. And I think that's going to be the difference right now between these two, is that you got one play that goes for 18 yards for a touchdown. First play of the game, and there you go. If it wasn't for that would be 3-3. Same thing with the Bears. They were in last week. They looked a little sloppy in the second half. They came out this one bright as a bell, and then they kind of get a little bit sloppy. A lot of penalties, a couple turnovers here and there for both teams. And that's pretty much what your game's been about right now.
So you were in NOLA covering that first game for the Bears when they were playing the Tulsa Gators,
Yeah.
and did see where Devin White had that 5-yard touchdown run to kick off scoring for the season. And then there was the 44-yard touchdown pass. Griffith was able to find Knighton in that second quarter, and all the first half points allowed them to hang on to that 16-8 win. You mentioned the 34-0 win that Wichita had over the Kansas Diamondbacks. That was not broadcast, so we really didn't get anything other than the score there. But the story has been defense. You had that 66-yard pass from White to Knighton, first play of the game, able to break free and bring it down to home sideline, if you will. And it's been just 2 field goals after that.
It really has. I mean, it's a good defensive game. It's a little sloppy, but I'll tell you, if they straighten up the penalties, it should be a really good second half. So let me ask you, Mike, a little bit of controversy going on this week in TikTok. And if you guys, anybody that follows TikTok, there's been this whole meme of, if you're in the woods and you're a woman, would you rather have a man or a bear? Now, fast forward.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting take. But anyway, long story short, I asked that question here at halftime when I went down and tried one of their sausage link. They called it bear food. And it's a sausage link with peanut butter and jelly on it. Now, I've never tried anything like that before. It's sweet, it's savory, it's salty. It's interesting. I thought it was pretty good. We'll bring that up in the third quarter. It's kind of funny, honestly.
And we were able to try some of the hot links that not really hot links. They're more like traditional sausages, like brats. You know, it tastes like a summer sausage. It's pretty good. So really good food here at PC North High School. The kickoff is underway for the start of the second half as this ball is caught at the 11-yard line and is starting to be brought back past the 20 and tackled at the 23.
Number 1 for the Skyhawks bring it back to about the 24-yard line at the 1 hash.
So Gary Jolivet Jr., who we've called his name earlier today.
We got a flag on the field on the close side at the 35-yard line.
Officials convening between the 40 and the 45-yard line, and we are waiting for them to give us a call here. They're moving this down further as a result of what appears to be a penalty.
Yeah, we'll get that white hat right in the middle of the field.
So penalty against the Bears, and again, just continuing to shoot themselves in the foot, Chris. We have talked about this toward the end of the first half, and they're going to re-kick the ball. So no harm, no foul here, although technically it wasn't.
It was a foul.
Yeah.
But no harm. Foul with no harm.
No harm, all foul. Ball at the 30, so 5 yards back, and a re-kick.
All right. So David Legatron Goodson gets that one popped up, and it looks like it's going to be taken at about the 15.
Fumbled at the 15, scrambles to get it, begins the return here as he's tackled at the 21-yard line by a den of Bears.
Return is brought down at the 20-yard
Returner
line.
number 12 for the Skyhawks.
And that is Cervante Williams, listed as a quarterback on the roster, but returning the football there for Wichita.
For the Skyhawks.
Must be a running quarterback.
Dual threat.
Dual threat. There you go. I had a dual threat the other day. A little bit of tequila, a little bit of lime. Now that is a dual threat.
And lime goes good with any type of tequila, whether it's a house tequila or you get something like some Jose Cuervo.
Oh, yeah. You know what's really good? You take a little bit of Sprite or 7-Up or what have you not and put it in with some Malibu and a little bit of lime juice. Oh, man, that's all you need.
That sounds amazing.
It's a great summertime drink.
So fumble on the snap and a sack immediately. The last man to be able to get on top of him.
Number 2 was able to get that ball back.
And 55, so number 2, that was Javante Stewart, the quarterback. Number 55, Dre Green from Vian High School.
Vian. Now, we did a couple of games for Vian a couple of years back, actually. And that is a great two-way program. Small press box. Probably one of the smallest we've been in high school.
Representing the 918.
Wind kicking up a little bit, as you can hear.
Stewart gives it to his running back, and he's not going to make it past the 15-yard line.
That's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 15, maybe 16 on the play.
So number 55 there for the Bears, Dre Green again. Ball at the 15. It's 3rd and 15. They're going to have to get this to the, actually 3rd and 16 if I'm correct. Going to have to get to the 31-yard line to get the first down and move the chains.
That's a long way to pay dirt for sure for these guys.
Trips receivers at the top of your screen.
Defense lining up in 4-man set now.
Javonte Stewart takes the snap, fakes to his running back, has pressure on his backside, throws it down the field, and is able to catch the football and get it past the 40-yard line.
But wait, folks, there's 2 flags on the play. Got one at the 16-yard line, one at the 11-yard line. Let the pan in on the white hat. There's a holding call against Wichita. That's going to back them up. And the way that they're going out east, they're going to be ending up in Arkansas before too long.
Right. So could potentially be offsetting penalties, maybe double penalties against Wichita.
Looks like it was just 2 officials calling the same thing. They both saw it. 4-man crew here today in Putnam City North. Home of the Putnam City North Panthers.
Here, kitty, kitty. Of course, that'd be down Wynnewood, where the Tiger King used to reside. He's now in federal prison.
Yeah, where is the federal prison around here? Where did he go to, I should ask?
Well, I don't think he's in state because that would be El Reno. But it's funny because I watched the Netflix series, but given that he went to prison, I stopped caring after that.
Yeah. And it was all over Carol Baskin.
Right, and he wanted to murder her, which is kind of sick.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Embarrassing the state since – you remember when he ran for governor against Stitt?
Oh, I remember that. I was like, this guy.
So Stewart backed up in the shadow of his own end zone under pressure here, and he's going to get remarkably about 4 to 5 yards on that one.
He was kind of carried, though, but it's going to be 4th down and forever.
Number 42, Austin Mack.
Now, be prepared here that head coach Kevin Cox might come with a blitz, rush in, and try to block this thing.
4th down and 21 to go. They're going to have to still get to the 31, but the ball is spotted out around the 8. So 4th and 23, technically. Clock ticking down inside 12 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Want to thank everybody for watching our game here on Southern Sports Network in the Central Midwest Football League, a battle of 2 1-0 teams. As the Oklahoma Bears are playing against the Wichita Skyhawks, penalty flag down on the field before we can have the play go off, and it looks like it's going to be against Wichita.
Wichita is just shooting themselves in the foot.
That would be an awesome nickname, Will Cheetah.
Will Cheetah.
Will Cheetah.
We call it Wichita.
If the Tiger King were in Wichita.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to be around that at all.
My name is Mr. Will Cheetah. I want them Tigers. Back to game action with 11:55 here left in the 3rd. Not a lot of room to get this punt off. There was a man in motion. Looks like it's going to be against the Bears as the officials convene in the end zone here on the eastern edge. So they do call encroachment on the defensive back there. So another 5 yards, which takes it from 4th and 23 to 4th and roughly 18.
Well, join us next week, folks, as we will have a doubleheader on the Southern Sports Network. Saturday, May 11th, starting at 6 o'clock, you're going to see the Gators taking on the Generals in Northwest Arkansas. Our 6:30 game is going to be the Bears at Crusaders. That should be a great game. Both of them are going to be good games. Check us out on the Southern Sports Network app, Facebook page, Semi-Pro Saturday Facebook page, YouTube, and our website.
This one recovered and downed at around the 49-yard line. Battle of 1 versus 2 next week if this score holds up, Chris, in Joplin on the campus, a beautiful campus of Missouri Southern.
Yeah, it is it's a pretty good campus for sure. They got a great mezzanine too. The last game that we were at, they were having prom, and so they got a great game and got to dance at the same time.
Remember covering the game where Joplin was playing against this same Skyhawks team last season. That one was a very competitive game up until around the latter stages of the fourth quarter when the Crusaders pulled away.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's their MO. This week we were supposed to have the Cavalry at Gators. Unfortunately, Cavalry had folded prior to the beginning of the season, so the Gators are going to get a 13-point favorite for them and a forfeit win for this week.
Ball at the 49-yard line. Quarterback takes the snap, going with the running back. No gain there. Actually is able to spin into a positive of 3. And again, the running there by Johnny Toombs, the starting running back, playing at PCO, which I mentioned earlier, Chris, arch rival of Putnam City North. So we got some PC on PC crime here.
We do, which is not PC.
Yeah, don't tell that to PC principal in South Park.
Oh, yeah, I'm bringing up some old stuff.
So back on Wichita's side of the field, you can definitely hear the wind from the field, Mike. As we just hit 7 o'clock here on Saturday night. Pass complete. Barely makes it back to the 50, so a gain of around a yard, which will put him right at midfield.
Nothing really doing for both offenses in this first series except for the third quarter. Third and 9.
Yeah, they're calling a loss of 1, and, yeah, right there in the center of the football field. Right on the kiddy's shoulder, if you will. So 9 yards to go, guy, get this to the 41-yard line. As the clock is at around 10:15 remaining in quarter number 3. 4 receivers set.
That's got to be a free play if they encroached.
Let's it go! Pass broken up, but there should be a penalty there.
They're showing that there's no flag on the play, which is kind of surprising. Did they encroach or did they just make movement? And it looks like they just might have made movement on that play. So no penalty. It's going to bring up 4th down.
So referees letting them play here as we get onto the latter stages of the game. Good time to play football this season as the sunsets are getting later and later. Haven't been seeing the sunset here set lately after daylight savings time till around 7:45 or 8 o'clock. So,
and it's kind of hard to see a sunset whenever there's got all the thunderstorms coming around. You got tornadoes. I mean, it's teeth in, bras on, beer open. It's been that kind of season, and I'll tell you what, Monday might be another one.
Yeah, it is severe weather season here in the state of Oklahoma, and you know, here in Oklahoma City we have David Tornado Payne. That's his nickname, and he sounds like a tornado whenever he's doing weather forecast. But I digress. Ball is recovered at the 9-yard line and brought down immediately at the 11 for only a return of 6 feet. As we hit 9:56 remaining here in quarter number 3. Wichita will have their opportunity to try to draw closer inside this 7-point advantage by the Oklahoma Bears. And this has just been a defensive game. If you like old school defensive football, like the teams of the 70s between the Pittsburgh Steelers when they had Chuck Noll and John Madden when he coached the Oakland Raiders, this is your type of football game.
But if you like high-powered offenses, well, you might as well turn the channel because that's not happening today.
Well, and the beautiful thing about SSN, Chris, you really don't have to turn the channel. You can just leave this on one screen. If you want to watch the UFC prelims on your TV, you could do that.
Absolutely, you can.
QB takes a snap, going to his running back, able to get about 3 yards there on the carry, going up the left-hand side. Clock ticks down inside 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Bears hanging on to that 10-3 lead, which was the only touchdown in the game on that 66-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, we gave the Bears a 10-point cover. Question is, are they going to cover?
It's getting very close to that point, Chris.
Yeah, it definitely is. So 7-point game right now. It's going to be running on the inside again, which is great if you want to, keep that clock running. that's awesome. They're going to have to figure out a way to become a little bit more than just one-dimensional, though.
Yeah, and every time they throw it downfield, they've been getting significant passes, but it's been penalties on the Skyhawks end that brought a lot of them plays back. And you mentioned gambling, Chris. Do you think there would be a gambling sports book that would be able to do a sponsor like a DraftKings or something like that? I mean, they're giving money to all the major television networks at this point.
You know, I think in this league,
we've got a lot of work to do if we want to get to that point, though, because we got to, have certain things like stats. We got to have a lot of information for these teams weekly, so that way you can actually make a nice vetted opinion on what's going to happen with some true stats. But that's going to bring up fourth down, and I want to say about 1.5 yards. What do you think?
Fourth down and 1 to go. Have to get it past the 22-yard line. But, the way the gambling companies have been spending all kinds of money, Chris, it wouldn't surprise me, even if we didn't have a lot of stats at this level, they wouldn't try to throw a few bucks because, again, the thing I know about DraftKings and FanDuel and BetMGM and all them other companies, they love to take your money.
Oh, that's for sure. And I'll tell you what, in a down economy, gambling and alcohol are the two biggest things that's going to sell.
Absolutely. 110% agree. Big fourth down play that Wichita needs here at down 7, and that is going to be free yardage for a first down, what appears to be encroachment by the Bears.
Nope, it's going to be against the Skyhawks. They actually moved. That's what drew them off. Skyhawks have been playing that deadly game all day long.
So a big mistake by Wichita. They thought that they were going to get free 5 yards to get the first down, but playing Russian roulette here, and it's going to cost them 5, which will make it fourth down and 6. As you see the fracas on the away side of the field here. So coach is getting emotional here on both sides of the gridiron. As we're continuing to await the officials setting the spot of the football here. So a lot of arguing there, Chris, and they're ultimately going to rule it a free 5 yards and a first down for the Skyhawks.
Now, here's my problem here. My problem is that you have the official. The head official already make the call. You don't make that call until you know for sure. You don't need to argue about it until, you do that before you make the official call. So that right there I do not agree with. Whatever the outcome is, you got to have your stuff straight before you make that official call.
Oh, I agree 110%. I was just going off the naked eye from what I saw on the screen, just like our viewers. And there's a big fumble there and a sack.
Quarterback sack.
So coming off the edge there, we'll see it here on the SSN replay. And Chris, just break down what you see here.
Bad snap again. Ball flies up. The defensive ends are able to crash in. Simple defensive call right there. Great, play recognition for the defense to be able to get inside of the defenders and make a sack. Because if he's able to get that ball back, there is an actual lane open in the inside of that A gap that he could have run through.
But good recognition by the defensive end, not giving up on the play and being able to continue to pursue the quarterback in spite of the chaos.
So Captain Chaos will net them. Oh, and here's another.
Speaking of chaos.
Delay a game. Oh, I'm sorry. Illegal substitution. Looks like they had 12 on the field.
So things going backwards and further east for the Skyhawks, which isn't what you want if you're a Wichita fan watching on SSN tonight.
No. And honestly, they're going back to Tulsa at this point.
Yeah, because you're going so far east. If you go a little bit north, you're right there on the turnpike in the 918.
Yeah. That's what's really killing the motivation for this Skyhawks team.
This is a fast third quarter, Chris. We already are at more than halfway through, under 7 minutes remaining to go here in the third. Quarterback able to take the snap. He's under pressure, throws it, and it is incomplete. Good pass breakup by the Bears DBs.
Great defensive play right there. Great defensive play.
And we may have a player injury. He's having a hard time getting up. Good news that he gets up, is able to walk away on his own power. You always want to be able to enjoy the fact that if a player's hurt, he's able to get up and get away on his own power, not having to worry about being too hurt if he can walk away.
100%.
So at the 6:43 mark here, we're looking at third down and 22 yards to go. They're going to have to break to the 35-yard line. Trips to the bottom of the screen here as Wichita lines up in a 4-receiver set. Quarterback takes the snap. He has pressure coming up on his right side, runs straight up the middle, and he's able to get and might have the first down, fights for it, dives towards the marker.
Where are they going to mark him out at? That's the biggest question. It looks like they might have first down yardage.
Javonte Stewart putting on the Jets as he ran. So this will either be 1 yard short or it may be a first.
I think they're going to mark it about a half a yard short here, Mike.
But there is a penalty flag that is at the 19-yard line, so this may be coming back.
You know, that's usually in that favor, you know, of coming back on. And what a bummer. That's been the crux of this offense all game long, is that they'd get close. They'd get really close, and then penalty.
And remember in the first half, Chris, we thought Danny Knighton had that kickoff return all the way down to the 1 yard line. That got called back.
Yeah. Great plays, and sometimes you just get these calls, and you got to watch out for the holds.
Hitting 6.5 minutes here remaining in the third. Once again, want to thank everybody for watching Semi-Pro Saturday on Southern Sports Network, brought to you by Realty Mart USA. Chris, tell us a little bit more about Realty Mart.
You know, Realty Mart's not only just a realty company, they've got themselves embedded in the community a lot. They do a lot of rodeos. They do a lot of racing. They'll do football. They're plastered in the Siloam Springs area. You can't go within 5 feet without seeing a Realty Mart banner. I mean, they're just enthralled with all of that. But they service Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. They sold us our house during the time whenever the real estate market was insane. We put, I think, 6 bids down on 6 different houses that didn't take, and finally we had enough. And so we said, hey, we need to consult with a professional here. And they helped us out along the way, and we're very helpful because we're really picky people when it comes to our property.
Absolutely.
Extremely picky. But they were up night and day showing us listings, giving us some great advice. One of the realtors that we worked with also used to do titles, so she knew a lot of the insights and everything like that. But they do a lot of listings from residential, commercial, industrial, land, you name it, agricultural. They've got their hands in it. So if definitely in the market in Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, check them out.
RealtyMart-USA.com, and especially helpful for homeowners who may be a little bit on the picky side. Big 4th and 15 play coming up here. Again, they have to get to the 35-yard line from the 20 to try to move these chains and keep the drive alive, as we're at 6:31 remaining in this third quarter. And this is going to be a punt. The Bears have a man deep back at the 45-yard line. They let this punt go.
That's a high kick.
High booming punt that will take a Wichita Skyhawks roll and kind of goes back to around the 42-yard line. We'll take our first commercial break of the second half here. Be right back on the Southern Sports Network for Semi-Pro Saturday. 10-3, Oklahoma Bears over the Wichita Skyhawks. Central Midwest Football League action here on the Southern Sports Network. Semi-Pro Saturday, Mike Stewart calling the game live here with you alongside Chris Dodson, who has picked up color commentary duties. We want to thank the CEO of SSN for his input and valuable insight this evening. Bears take over 1st and 10, go straight to the running back as he's able to rip off some yardage and stay on his feet after 2 bang hits being bounced around like a pinball. We'll take a look at it here on the SSN replay. Able to cut up the middle and look like he might have bursted, but great hits there by the Wichita defense. But not before it's a gain of at least 9 yards. They're going to mark this at the 49-yard line. Or correction, it looks like it's going to be right at midfield. He'll have to get to the 49-yard line. Or rather, the Bears will, to get the first down and keep the chains moving here. So, 1 touchdown game. That's been the gap here ever since that 66-yard touchdown pass to open up the scoring here in tonight's game from the first offensive play of scrimmage. First down and more down to the 48-yard line. Bears are going to move the chains for an Oklahoma first down. As we hit 5:15 here left to go, and we hit 7:15 here Oklahoma time, Central Standard Time. Coach Cox rather, I would say, content at the moment because the ball's moving in his favor. You have a one-touchdown lead, and you're making the most of your opportunities as long as you can make sure you don't commit penalties, because both teams have been plagued by that, and that is part of the reason why we have a low-scoring football game this evening. Quarterback takes a snap. If you go with the run, you continue to just operate with it, but that one will result in the loss of at least a yard. As we hit the 4.5-minute mark here, going on as the third quarter continues to salt away. So once again, that ball ran by Johnny Toombs, the PCO alum, 5'9", 220 pounds here for the Oklahoma Bears. Hitting the 4:15 mark as we are just past 7:15 p.m. here on Saturday night. Want to thank everybody watching here, May 4th, 2024. Week 2 of CMFL football. So more of an I formation here. Going to go back to the running game and able to break it open down past the 45-yard line. Soldiers took the open gap there and was able to barge into it. Officially a gain of 4 yards here. Well, actually, technically it's a gain of 5, but it'll be third down, 6 yards to go as it's spotted officially at the 44. 3.5 minutes remaining before we get to the fourth quarter. Offensive line getting set here. 2 receivers with an extra blocker for the Oklahoma Bears. Now it's going to be trips to the top of your screen. Quarterback takes a snap, looks to let it go, and they were trying to run a trick play here, but that was no doing by the Wichita defense. They snuffed that out immediately. Inside 3 minutes remaining, and you can see on the SSN replay here that the DBs knew what was coming, and there was no way that Coach Cox was going to be able to get that play off. So now you have a lengthy fourth down, and this will likely result in another punt. And again, the defensive pressure by both of these teams is what is continuing to make this a low-scoring ball game. Goodson will come back out to get this punt off. Return man back for Wichita at the 25-yard line as he continues to move closer back to the 20. Clock stall with 2:51 remaining here in quarter number 3. Two return men back inside of their 30-yard line for the Skyhawks. Substitutions being made by Coach Cox on the special teams front, trying to get everything fixed right here as the play clock goes inside 5 seconds. And they may have to call a timeout. Instead, they'll take the delay of game and a 5-yard penalty and let Legatron do his thing here with 2:30 remaining before we get to the fourth quarter. So special teams gaffes continue. Defensive effort is continuing to be made by both teams. And still one touchdown as we're almost through 3 quarters of football, and that was the very first play of the game. Return man back toward the 25-yard line. Legatron able to get this off, and it's able to take an Oklahoma Bears bounce inside the 20. They whistle it dead at what appears to be either the 20 or the 21-yard line. We'll take a timeout here. Skyhawks will have the football down 7 when we get back on Southern Sports Network.
There's no place like home. Whether you live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Missouri, Realty Mart USA is your go-to real estate company for residential, commercial, agricultural, or land. We believe in strong connected communities and sponsor local events. Realty Mart USA, supporting our communities, supporting our future.
We are back live on Southern Sports Network. 2:05 remaining in quarter number 3. Skyhawks take over at their 20. Hit immediately is the running back after a gain of a yard. Boy, he brought the boom down on that one. And we have an injured Oklahoma Bear down on the field at around the 23-yard line. So big hitting here. A lot of players, I think, are getting stingers. Knock on wood, thank God, it hadn't been anything too serious here this afternoon. It's especially a sigh of relief at this level of football because, you're not working with a major college program or a professional league like the NFL or even the UFL where you would have trainers who are able to get you immediate support. So you hope that with any injuries that they're able to have a smooth and swift recovery. And this one may take a moment. But one thing I can tell you in all the years I've been doing semi-pro, one of the worst injuries that I ever saw was in Crescent, Oklahoma. And the player broke his leg as they were playing at Crescent High School Stadium. Now, Crescent being in western Logan County, they really don't have a rapid emergency response team. There had to be an ambulance that came from Guthrie, which is the county seat of Logan County, and it took about 45 minutes to have the ambulance show up and get him to the hospital. Luckily, the Bears player is able to walk off with a little bit of assistance, so nothing that appears to be too serious, although you can tell he is grimacing in pain as he gets helped over to the sideline, and we should be able to return play here as we should be getting back with 1:54 remaining in quarter number 3. So substitutions being made after the player was able to get helped off the field. Gorgeous weather here at Putnam City North High School. Wichita down 7, able to get a run up the middle, gain of about 6 or 7 yards there on second down. We'll make for a 3rd and short here with about 1:45 remaining before we go to the 4th. Winnable game for both teams here as it's been a defensive slugfest after that first 66-yard touchdown pass by the Oklahoma Bears. Third down and 2 yards to go. Got to make it to the 30-yard line. Four receivers set. Quarterback gives it to his running back. First down and more, down to the 34. And the chains will be moved for a Wichita Skyhawks first down. So halfback draw like they call it up and play in Madden. And again, able to get, looks like what was a gain of 6. Which did bring it to the 34. Fresh set of downs here as we get down inside a minute here for the Skyhawks. As we prepare to enter the 4th quarter, going back to the running game. Running back fakes, quarterback takes it down near the first down marker. So Javonte Stewart with an excellent fake and able to just hold on to the football, reminiscent of the Nebraska option from back in the 70s and 80s. Stewart gets enough for the first down. Wichita quarterback showing that he has shifty movement and great footwork whenever he decides to take off from under center. 10 seconds remaining. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, barring a defensive penalty. Going back to the running game, and this will be around the 44, 45-yard line. At most, he's going to gain a yard, but that should be the end of the 3rd quarter. Oklahoma Bears looking to improve to 2-0 as they look to finish off the Wichita Skyhawks. Skyhawks looking for a comeback, down 10-3. This is the Southern Sports Network.
deep down in my bones, I know that I am home.
I miss them too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
Mike Stewart calling the game here. Central Midwest Football League action on Semi-Pro Saturday here on the Southern Sports Network. Oklahoma Bears, coached by Kevin Cox, with a 10-3 lead, scoring the first touchdown in tonight's contest on a 66-yard touchdown pass. Since then, both teams have traded field goals in the opening half. We had a scoreless third quarter, and the Skyhawks would like to break open the scoring here to start the second half. Wichita with the football here. Want to thank Southern Sports Network CEO Chris Dotson for chiming in during both the second and third quarters. And it looks like he got some Buenos Nachos with some chili and cheese.
Oh, absolutely. You can't have a good football game without Buenos Nachos now.
Fourth quarter underway, and like I said, Wichita down by a touchdown here. If the Bears are able to hold, we got a barn burner next week in Joplin. Takes the snap, not able to go anywhere, not really able to do a whole lot on that one. Back to the original line of scrimmage, it appears. Going to be third down and 9 yards to go from the 45-yard line.
Now, I'm surprised that we've seen this low-scoring affair. I would have honestly thought that the Bears were going to open it up here in the second quarter, or excuse me, second half.
But there are going to be a number of contributing factors to that, Chris. Again, Wichita has been known to get high-scoring games going, and there's been a lot of just really major defensive efforts here, and then I think penalties, like we talked about before the break, have been a huge contributing factor. Stewart takes the snap, able to roll on out here, looks to fire the football down. He catches it and is brought down immediately. Big tackle there by the Bears defensive unit.
That's definitely not going to get him anywhere near close to that first down, so it's going to make a fourth down and long at the 48.
And so both teams have just been trading possessions here and kind of punting back and forth all second half long. And unless the Skyhawks are willing to do a Vegas-style gamble here, that trend appears to continue. Clock ticking down to 13 and a half minutes remaining in regulation. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line as the Skyhawks are scrambling to get to their positions on the line. Return man back for the Bears between the 15 and 20-yard line. Line in position, snap made, punt nearly blocked, almost had a hand on it. It takes a Skyhawks roll, and it looks like they're going to let this one go down to the 2-yard line and even to the 1. Perfect pooch punt there for Wichita as we tick down this clock inside of 13 minutes remaining. 12:50 to be exact, and Chris, Coach Kevin Cox is going to have to come up with a major play to prevent safety from happening.
Yeah, last week Cox was able to get a safety against the Gators. This week, now they're backed up 99 yards. Now, this can either go really good or really, really bad. But knowing Cox, he's going to try to control this tempo on this. So look for a couple of running plays here, get him out of the deadly zone, and maybe open up the playbook a little bit more, some passing.
Cox breaks the huddle at the 15 as his offensive unit gets back out onto the field here. About as far east as you can go on this football field without having to give up points.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 1-yard line.
So if Wichita is looking for a way to change the momentum, they won't have a greater opportunity on defense to do it than right now. 3 receivers set for the Bears. Takes the snap. They're going to run with it and continue to go. And he's turning on the Jets, and there's a penalty flag that's thrown. Flag lands at the 23-yard line.
Great run to the outside. It looks like there was a hold right at that wide receiver mark. It'll be at the spot of the foul. We'll back him up 10 yards if that holds true of a hold.
So now we have havoc and chaos on the field here as we're waiting for the referees to convene and trying to get us a ball spot here, Chris.
Yeah, we definitely got a little bit of argumentativeness going on the sidelines.
Believe as the street poet, a.k.a. rapper Plies, likes to say, you like to argue.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard that. But all right. Good enough for the girl I married.
So still waiting for – you got all kind of players just standing around waiting. You got the officials, they're convening. And one thing I've noticed about the Skyhawks, they always like to get up in the official's face. That's one thing that's always kind of, I guess it's been a nuisance in my opinion. Like, if you're a player, I know you're trying to intimidate the officials. It's a hold ultimately against the Bears. So we know that happened. Like you would kind of called it there on the SSN replay, Chris. But interested to see where they're going to put the spot of this football, and it doesn't look like it's in a much better position than what it was from when they snapped the ball a play ago.
Yeah, so that ball could be placed half the distance since it took place at the 10. Could get them to the 2-yard line, maybe the 3, depending on where they decide to. But no, it's going to go right back to the 1, which doesn't make much sense. So they're saying that the hold occurred at the line of scrimmage to bring it back to the half-yard mark.
So you talking about being backed up in the shadow of your own end zone. This is about as far back as you can go without giving up any points.
They're in Little Rock right now.
Right. Or at least East Mississippi. So going with the run play here, going to open up a gap a little bit of about 3 yards.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we come to expect here, is just to open up the hole big enough just to get you a few more yards to work with, kill the clock some more. This could be just, a possession of get it out of the end zone as far as you can.
Absolutely.
Give David Goodson enough room back there to punt the ball.
Because Legatron can at least get you some yardage back when you go on defense. So ball officially at the 3 as we go back to a 3-receiver set, quarterback flanked by his running back here. Takes the snap. They try to force it in. Quarterback is going to try to stay on his feet. Gets past the 5-yard line.
Ball came out, but it looks like it was recovered back by Devin White again. I'll give him 2 more yards.
And again, that was really dangerous, Chris, because if Devin White wasn't there to recover that football, that could have been massive trouble.
Oh, absolutely. Ball placed at the 5-yard line at the 1 hash. It's too bad that hold occurred if you're a Bears fan, because that was a great quarterback design run to get him first down yardage and more. Took him out of the red zone. But that's, again, the crux for both of these teams has been penalties.
So we're looking at 3rd down and 6 upcoming, and this is something where, hey, you get to the 11-yard line, it's all for naught, right? Because you would still have the football. You still have to be careful, obviously, but then you have enough room to try to run some more time off this clock. Defensive line pressuring up, and that may have been what appears to be an encroachment against the Skyhawks. At least that's what the Bears' offensive line is saying.
And that would be huge because that makes 3rd down and 1. And it is.
So, offsides, encroachment against Wichita, which is going to be what should now be 4th down and 1. And
no, 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, 3rd down and 1. I stand corrected. Yes, so you see the 3 there on the marker right at the 5-yard line on your TV screen on the north side of the field.
That ball should be placed at about the 10-yard line.
And the one thing about this level of play, Chris, is you always see these gaps after the penalty's called in from when the ball is being moved. And it tends to go a bit slower than what you would anticipate in, like, the NFL or college.
Well, that's the beauty of semi-pros. You're using high school officials And you just never know what kind of crew that you're going to get. And you're asking them to play NFL rules. So their mechanics are going to be a little off.
So run up the middle, first down and more, but there's another flag as the tackle happens at the 16-yard line, as we see here on the SSN replay.
Another good design run to the outside, to the B gap, and there's another hold. And again, I mean, this is a sloppy play coming from the Bears. Something that they hadn't had a problem with in the years past. They played last year in the Texas United Football League and didn't do so well. You know, Kevin Cox was out. It was kind of a shell of what the team used to be. So this year they decided to go ahead and recruit. They brought in some great talent, but they just haven't quite gelled yet, especially on the line. It seems like they've got some things to tighten up.
So losing yardage there on that penalty. It's going to be 3rd down and 6 from the 5-yard line. And they're going to try a pass here? Did he catch that?
He did, and that is a flag, too. That is going to be a 1st down.
So let's check this out on the replay. Great situational awareness and able to come down with the reception right at the 30-yard line.
I'm telling you, Danny Knighton, you can't cover him one-on-one very long, honestly. It's going to happen, and this is exactly what happens. The penalty is going to be declined. It's going to bring up 1st down and 10 out of the red zone and gives this offensive spark that they're going to need.
Knighton responsible for the 66-yard touchdown pass, which was the first play of tonight's football game. And again, like you said, Chris, not being able to contain him in one-on-one coverage. Played at Tulsa Nathan Hale High School from the 918 in Tulsa, 6'2", 198 pounds. 10:16 remaining in regulation as a run play is called here and able to stay on his feet past the 35-yard line. Gain of about 4 there on that run play, Chris.
You know, and when you question, you're like, when you're running a pass play, well, that's the reason right there is because they were expecting that run. And so they loaded the box up. They put one-on-one coverage against Knighton, which is kind of a no-no in this game, and that's exactly what that play call predicated to in 1st down. Now they're going to go back to this. They're controlling the clock now with under 9 minutes or under 10 minutes in the game. You can do pretty much whatever you want to.
Well, and then, Chris, it's like I said, football is the ultimate human chess game because Coach Cox is able to have enough awareness and situational fortitude to be able to take those risks. Back to the running game, but yet another penalty flag being thrown, and we're getting flags like this is a game back in Oakland in the 70s.
You know, this flag is brought to you by Six Flags. More flags, more fun. Six Flags. And again, it's going to back the Bears up another 10 yards for holding.
So I would say at this point, Chris, because they're going to go to the Joplin next week, right up the turnpike for the Semi-Pro Saturday doubleheader. Mm-hmm. They cannot afford to have these penalties against the Crusaders next week.
No, they certainly don't. Now, that crew up there, I don't think they're going to call as many holding calls, honestly. They kind of let the players play a little bit more than this.
Yeah, because this – it feels like both teams have been handcuffed to a degree tonight.
Yeah. Just
from a standpoint of it's a start-stop kind of football game.
It is. It is. Now, if they can get away with, not having too many penalties, we can burn this clock out and get away with at least a 7-point win, if not more, but you got to tighten up on those penalties.
4 receivers set in almost at 9 minutes on the play clock here. Plenty of time to let this pass go. Throws it downfield and overthrown his intended target as it falls out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, the wide receiver on that play kind of stopped a little bit. I think he was just trying to locate the ball. If he would have kept going, he could have caught that ball.
So 8:55 remaining here as we are, again, clock stop when you're trying to throw the ball. And, it is Coach Cox trying to force the tempo and the pace because it's been like this all second half. And, great situational awareness to have Danny Knighton available to break out of what was an extremely dangerous situation to get this 1st down. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 14 situation. They're going to have to get to at least the 42-yard line to keep the chains moving here with 8:59 remaining in regulation.
Yeah, 4 wide again.
Pressure coming from the edge here, and that's going to result in a sack by Wichita.
Devin White is sacked on the play.
White had nowhere to go on that replay, Chris.
No, nowhere. It was just 4 rushing. They didn't have the 5th one come in. That defensive end just beat his man and is able to get in for that sack, bringing up 4th down and long. So great defensive play for Wichita, containing and taking advantage of course, holding penalties that the Bears included themselves.
So clock ticking down here inside 8.5 minutes. So not quite halfway through the 4th quarter, but again, Wichita able to keep it within striking distance. Excellent defensive effort by the Skyhawks. And now they have return men that are between the 40 and the 45-yard line. Legatron lets it go. Goodson lets this off as the ball is caught at the 41, and there is not going to be enough room, but he's able to spring a leak and return this down to around the 41 of the Oklahoma Bears.
Great special teams play right there. We thought that he was caught up, and he was able to leak through those tackles and keep a center of gravity balanced, be able to pick up another 5 to 10 yards on that play.
So clock at 7:58 here, just under 8 minutes remaining in Wichita, trying to see what they can do to come up with a score in the end zone here. Again, their one score was a 20-yard field goal, which cut the lead down to 4 in the first quarter after the Bears were able to score on that 66-yard touchdown pass caught by Danny Knighton. Knighton's 2nd touchdown reception of the year. He had the 44-yarder that you called in Enola last week, Chris.
And the Skyhawks coming out in 4 wide. Both these teams like to have that 4 wide spread.
Pressure coming up the middle here, able to fire it, and it escapes the receiver's hands as it just flops around and falls incomplete.
Now that sun is setting on the west, and he's looking back. He might have gotten a little bit of that sun in his eyes, too.
Potentially, yes, because it is getting to the point where I'd say another 15, 20 minutes, it will begin sunset here as we have just hit about 7:42 here local time.
And we've been lucky. We've been blessed. It hasn't had any inclement weather today, which we really had to watch out for because there was some earlier inklings that it could be thunderstorms about this time, but nothing in the area.
Rain earlier today, and it's been 65 degrees or close to it all game long. Quarterback rolls out here, able to throw it, and again, that sun could have played an effect there, Chris. As the sunset is getting ready to get started, pass falls incomplete for a 2nd consecutive attempt.
Yeah, that's kind of uncalled for, if you're Skyhawks, that's 2 drop passes there. Both of them easily could have picked you up another 8 yards or got you 1st down yardage.
And if he catches that one in stride, Chris, that could have been a potential lengthy 1st down, if not touchdown reception there.
It's possible, yeah.
So you have the Bears here, 11 men on the field, and they got a 12th man with the sunset at the moment. Quarterback able to escape, throws it downfield, and again, a 3rd consecutive incompletion, but that is a penalty flag, and that may be major yardage advantage for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, Skyhawks, they had a hand on it. Could have brought it in for one of those solo hands, if you will, but it looks like it is DPI against the Bears. That's going to give the Skyhawks 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. This is the Skyhawks' best field position since the first half.
Best field position since the opening quarter, to be honest. And if they don't score here, this could be their best opportunity to tie the football game up. So, as we get back to live action here, Stewart gives the ball to his running back as he's tackled. Multiple Bears in the vicinity for the tackle here. The first man to get up off the pile, number 70, Evan Corey, played at Carlisle High School in Carlisle, Illinois, now here for the Oklahoma Bears.
Let's see what head coach Darrell Nave has to come up with for his Skyhawks. And as the opportunities are starting to deplete here in the 4th quarter, he's going to go back with 4 wide again.
4 wide receivers set. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Javonte Stewart under center at quarterback. Stewart fakes it. There's almost a sack there, and he falls down on his own ransom.
That is a sack, and that's going to go back by another, looks like 5 yards on the play, maybe even 6. As he was trying to just elude and go back, and, well, all you had to be is touched. And you go down, and that's it. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long. And that clock is going to continue the run now.
Clock continuing to run here.
And definitely not your friend. You're going to have to figure out some way to get this first down or touchdown on this play.
Wesley Adams, the linebacker, with the touch sack there. Played college football at Oklahoma State. High school football at UConn. Third down and long to go. Pressure coming, and another big sack there by the defensive ends for the Bears.
And that was actually a corner blitz coming up from number 20 on the 20-yard line. Unevaded, no blocking whatsoever.
Jeremiah Rainey, the linebacker from Bartlesville.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and super long, and they're going to take a quick timeout. The Skyhawks are going to take it. We're going to take them with them.
6:19 remaining in the 4th quarter. Oklahoma Bears up 10-3 on SSN. Defensive sacks by the Oklahoma Bears here. Leave a 4th down and long for the Wichita Skyhawks, and what may be their last best chance to tie this ball game up. Bears up 10-3.
Yep, so we got about 6 minutes left to go in this one, and Coach Darrell Nave knows that he's got to come up with something. Did call a timeout. The question is, are they going to try for a field goal, or are they going to go for it? Or are they going to punt? And it looks like they're positioning themselves with trips to the bottom of your screen. He's going to go for it. He's going to roll the dice.
4th and 25 to go. They got to get to the 11-yard line here. We're going to see what Javonte Stewart can do here with the game on the line. Rolls out. Able to get rid of it. Caught by his receiver, and there's not enough there. It's tackled inside the 20. At the 19, the Oklahoma Bears will recover. Let's see the replay.
On the really smart replay, he rolls out, hits his underneath man because there was nobody up top. The Bears had plenty of speed to be able to converge and get the turnover here. So 6:13 left to go in the 4th period here. In the 4th quarter, the Bears are in control. All they have to do now is run out the clock. The Skyhawks do have timeouts. They have 2 more timeouts, actually, for the game. Bears have 3, but it's really, let's run the ball. Let's get some first downs. Let's maybe dump off some passes here and there and win the game. Go out this one as victors. And another low-scoring affair. Clock is going to start running now.
6:13 remaining here as we continue with this football game. And the Bears look to hang on at what appears to be the final score unless we have a dramatic turn of events. Big defensive effort there as 2 linebackers were able to converge upon the Oklahoma Bears running back as the clock ticks down inside 6 minutes remaining in tonight's regulation.
Now, we are playing with NFL rules, so there will be a 2-minute warning coming up in about 4 minutes. And then
it'll be 2nd and 10.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, you might have one more opportunity if you're the Skyhawks. That's it.
If you're the Skyhawks, you would love to have a turnover at this point. Excellent defensive plays on consecutive sacks, which could be the key plays of the night here. Bunch formation at the top of your screen for the Bears. Quarterback running it up the middle, going to stay on his feet as he gets past the 25-yard line and able to at least get 4 to 5 yards on that one, Chris.
And, Mike, there's no flags on the play. So that's a good run right there. So 3rd down in about 3, no penalties. You're running the clock now. You're going to be under 5 minutes here within a few more ticks. This is exactly what you want to do. Now, right now, you need to pick up that first down. You have to, either by air, land, or sea. You got to get that first down and matriculate that clock down.
The Bears have to get to the 30-yard line to be able to get that first down, Chris, and we are in a critical situation where the Skyhawks may have blown their last best chance as the clock is below 4:50 at this point. Bunch formation again for the Bears. Skyhawks defense having to start to wear out a little bit. And that could have been a fake. Gets rid of it, and they're going to not have a flag on the field.
I'm surprised. There was a lot of movement at the same time. There is a flag coming from the back judge on the 30-yard line. The question is, who's it going to go against?
Was it encroachment or was it a false start? We'll find out here in just a moment at what could be a critical turning point in this football game.
It's going to be against the Bears in a matter of he said, she said, and it's going to back them up 5 yards. You get that third down back, though, but now third down and about 8.
4:35 remaining in regulation. The Skyhawks would love to force an overtime period here at Putnam City North High School.
Ball starts the call against the Bears. It'll be 3rd and 8.
So if you're head coach Kevin Cox, I mean, you've got some underneath. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to get some underneath routes. Pick it up, let your wide receiver make some moves, get that first down. The running hasn't worked out hugely on this, and they're stacking the box. So you definitely want to find something underneath here.
Man in motion. Bears have to get to the 30. They're going to go with a run. Picks up the block there. Able to stay on his feet as he's tackled at the 28-yard line out of bounds and will be 2 yards short. We'll check it out on the replay.
Spencer Howard with that end around is good blocking, but the Skyhawks with enough speed to be able to stop it from getting first down yardage. 4th and 2 here. Now, question, are they going to punt? It's kind of hard to say because I don't see Legatron out there. It looks like head coach Kevin Cox is going to gamble here, and we've got Danny Knighton on the field.
Knighton, the most dangerous man on offense all game long, responsible for the game's only touchdown on the very first play from scrimmage. Have to get to the 30 in order to keep the drive alive. Wichita desperately needs a stop. Pressure from the linebacker, and they're going to throw a flag here. That might have been 5 free yards, which would be a big break for the Bears, and it looks like it might go the other way.
Yeah, they're going to get 78 on this one. Dead ball, false start. They were starting to encroach. It looks like 72, I should say.
So the offensive line with a critical juncture and mishap there. And I do believe the special teams unit is coming out with Legatron with 4:11 remaining.
Yeah, you're going to have to at this point. I mean, it's one thing to gamble with what could have been, and it looks like it was supposed to be a freeze call. So you just jumped. It was 78, I should say now.
Goodson back at what appears to be between the 12 and 13-yard line to punt this one away. You have return men back for Wichita between the 40 and 50-yard line.
Clock is going to run now.
4:05 remaining in the 4:05 as this punt is barely away by Legatron. It's going to be caught at the 30-yard line and a tackle immediately. Great effort by the specials teams unit for the Bears.
Great open field tackle right there, too, not letting them get anything else.
So excellent punt. We have flags back at the actually between the 12 and the 13-yard line here.
Did they rough the punter afterwards is the question. Dead ball foul. Oh, never mind. I'm trying to get the call here, and it looks like they're throwing the football. Didn't see the call. Did you, Mike?
Didn't see it in real time because it looked like on the screen Goodson was able to let it go cleanly. Unless there may have been, because it looked like on the last roughing the kicker that was in the first half that was called on.
Oh, well, you know what? Change of event. That was against the Skyhawks. That's going to be first down and 10 for the Bears, it looks like.
So it looks like it's retribution from when the Bears got that call in the first half, Chris, and it allowed them to keep the drive alive there, which eventually ended up in a field goal.
Clock is going to run now.
So now at the 35-yard line, 3:52 remaining here in regulation.
They're going to switch out the balls now. as they stop the clock.
Stopped at 3:47.
Yeah, they just didn't get the ball set. So it was roughing the punter here, not running into the punter, so roughing it, so 15-yard penalty. Now they're going to run the clock.
So from the 35-yard line, as we get the 3:50 remaining in regulation, Bears hoping to hang on to the football until it hits triple zeros here. Quarterback able to escape, throws it, gets to his nearest receiver, stays on his feet past the 45-yard line, and drags defenders down past midfield. Check out the replay.
So Griffin is able to get out of the pocket, look for a man down the field just a little bit, and makes the magic happen with his legs. This is called yak yards after catch. This is what you definitely need from your offensive production, 1st and 10, and more importantly, it's going to get this clock down below 3 minutes.
Trips to the bottom of your screen for the Bears. Quarterback takes the snap, and he throws it to his receiver too fast as he had to double back, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Griffin saying that's on me. And, just kind of overthrown to the outside. He should have thrown to the inside shoulder, been able to catch it. Kind of, like you said, he was rushed, didn't get his footing down, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. Stops the clock.
He tried to go outside shoulder fade on that one, Chris, and again, just bad placement due to the defensive pressure by Wichita. So 3:10 remaining here. 2nd down and 10. Have to get this to the 40 to continue to keep the sticks moving. Trips again to the bottom of the screen. A 4-receiver set. Takes the snap here, able to give to his running back. Wide open running room there, but quick convergence by the Wichita defense as we are continuing to see the clock get ate up here inside 3 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Griffin just being able to hand it off there, and he's not too concerned about picking up big plays. You just got to kill the clock. And
so,
if you come away a 7-point victor, still 7-point victor. It's better than losing for sure. So even if you win by 1, that's all that really matters at this point.
Better lessons in a hard-fought win than, valiancy in a hard-fought loss. 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. 3rd down and 8, going back to the running game, and it looks like he's tackled at the 47-yard line.
Well, it's going to bring up 4th down. They were trying to look for something that, they thought it was going to be a passing down. So, clock is going to continue to run. That should take us to the 2-minute warning. But they were trying to find something to the outside, spread them out, and a nice draw on the inside. Unfortunately, did not fake out the Skyhawks at all. Pick up only 2 on the play, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes remaining. Will the Oklahoma Bears be able to hang on? They have a 10-3 lead over the Wichita Skyhawks. Southern Sports Network is live on Semi-Pro Saturday.
I can feel the warmth deep down in my bones. I know that I am prone.
I miss him too.
Love brings us here. Together's where we all belong. You're my home. My home.
SN 7-point lead, 2 minutes remaining.
Mike, this is these are 2 teams that are going to be playoff teams. There's no question to it. And it really depends on how everything kind of marks down on the conferences, because they got it split up where you got 9 teams on one side, you got 7 on the other side, just because you had 2 teams drop out prior to the beginning of the season, one that came in before week 0.
Goodson punts it. Inside the 10, recovers, and it's going to bounce at the 5. He starts to run away, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line. 1:51 remaining. Last grasp effort for the Wichita Skyhawks.
Yep, this is it. No going back. You can't have a stalled drive, so it's going to be 4-down territory for each drive for these guys, or at least for them anyway. So there's no more punting for them.
1:51 remaining here.
151 was really good with some amaretto.
Yes.
You light it on fire. You put it into a beer cup. You have a flaming Dr. Pepper. This was the addicting drink back in the 90s. Let me tell you, that was better than Zima. and a little bit of those. What we used to put those in the candies and everything.
Back when I was a college sophomore, I had Bacardi rum tea mixed with 151 pre-mixed in.
Ooh.
It tastes very good, but if you drink too much of it, you will fall to the floor.
Oh, absolutely.
Back on game action here. Quarterback lets this one go down the field, and it's an interception at the 41-yard line. And there's penalty flags afterward, but that should be the dagger.
As you can see, it's running out to the outside. He thought he was going to throw to the inside. Cameraman didn't quite get it, but got the interception right there. Question mark, though. That penalty, was that a face mask or what was a penalty? We're going to find out from the official right now.
So 1:42 remaining. What may have been the game-sealing interception. We're seeing the officials convene here at midfield.
Dead ball penalty. That's going to go against the Bears.
So was it before or after the interception is the critical question here.
Well, if they're making that call, it's going to be beforehand, so that's going to get first down for the Skyhawks. And they're saying it was roughing the passer. I didn't see roughing the passer. Let's do that replay one more time again and take a look at it once more. He's going to roll to the outside.
Stewart rolls out, and yeah, he got leveled as he let that one go.
He sure did. So right call, correct call, 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks. That's a 15-yard penalty, and that's going to be taken at the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10. So we're about $1:42 left to go in this game.
So the question is, you're up a touchdown, and you've been able to preserve that lead all second half long. Why would you make a play like that on defense?
You know, it's heated. You're a defensive player trying to get to that. You got to let go of it.
Thrown over the middle, and great defensive effort there. Able to get a gain of about 6 or 7 on that pass over the middle. Clock ticking down below a minute and a half here. Time running out on the Skyhawks.
So 2nd down and 3, and it's a 4-wide set.
Fires it and broken up. Hangs onto the football, but he took a shot there, Chris.
He sure did, and I think he might be a yard short.
Yeah, they got him before he was able to cross the 50-yard line there at midfield. It's going to be a 3rd down and 1. 1:05 remaining here, and they are scrambling to get back onto the field here. Able to take the snap. Pressure coming from the outside. Throws it downfield deep. Penalty flags all over the field, and we'll have to see what happens here. Officially 55.2 seconds remaining as you see the last play here, Chris.
Yeah, I didn't see it. If there was anything on the defensive side, it would have been a defensive holding, which that's what they're going to call. That would have occurred within 5 yards of that play. So that's why we didn't see anything down the field, is that the penalty already occurred prior to that pass coming out. So 5 free yards, 1st and 10 for the Skyhawks now. They're placing that ball at about the 39-yard line. And you're at 55 seconds left in this game. You know, that's, again, if – and there's going to be a quick timeout, but we're going to stay here. And that's going to be against the they're going to take a timeout, Bears. That's one thing right now that I can tell you that defensive coordinator Brian Kelly is going to get on his guys about these penalties. I mean, these are penalties that have been killing them all day long, not only on defense but also on offense. But this is crucial right here. You got to stop committing those penalties if you want to get out of this game without having it tied up and potentially losing the game at home on your home opener because of penalties.
Many of you may be familiar with Coach Brian Kelly, the former head coach of the Oklahoma City Diamondbacks, when Kevin Cox was the offensive coordinator back in 2014, 2015, when they were running the roost in the GDFL.
Yeah, they were known as the Bounty Hunters. They came out as the Diamondbacks in the last year of the OMFL. The first year in the GDFL, they reformed, reorganized, and renamed. And then they had themselves quite a bit of a stretch in the GDFL and the APDFL, winning the national championship in the APDFL back in 2016.
Defeating Opelika just outside of Auburn. I did some time there at Tuskegee University as their sports information director. That's how I remember who they played. Fumbled there by the Skyhawks quarterback, and a major mistake there as he's going to be tagged down at the 46.
And the clock continues to run with 47 seconds left. They're going to have to take another timeout.
And, man, you talk about shooting yourself in the foot there, Chris.
Oh, yeah. That was uglier than my first marriage, honestly.
Well, there you go.
That was pretty bad.
So Wichita having to take their final timeout, and we'll take a quick one with them. 47 seconds left to go here on Southern Sports Network. Chris Dotson. Close football game throughout the second half. No scoring in the third and fourth quarter so far. Wichita would sure love to change that with 47 seconds to go, down by a touchdown.
Yeah, and they've got some ways to go. They're sitting at the 53-yard line if you're Canadian, or 47 if you're American. On their own side of the field, you've got a lot of real estate to get there. You've got 53 yards to make it to the end zone under 47 seconds. And the Skyhawks all day haven't been able to do much. They've got a couple of good areas. They've been able to get a field goal, but just haven't been able to get into the end zone. And here we are with the trips at the bottom of the screen.
Quarterback rolling out. Stewart able to get to his receiver there. Able to get some yardage. Stays on his feet. Able to get tackled out around the 43-yard line. And the one field goal they had, and credit this Oklahoma Bears defense, because it was really a special teams mishap that caused a 20-yard field goal, and they were only able to get that field goal because it was close from 20 yards out, but the special teams unit was able to recover and block the second attempt in the second quarter.
Yeah, Skyhawks with one more timeout. That was a good play right there to get them closer, but you're still third down and about 12 to pick up that first down, so it's definitely four-down territory. The clock is not on your side. You got to come up with something to get out of bounds to stop the clock, or get yourself in a position to where you only have to use one more timeout.
Third down and 13 to go. Skyhawks are running out of time, momentum, and plays. They have to get this down to the 31-yard line to keep the drive alive, and even then you're inside a minute remaining. Breaks to huddle here. Bears looking to improve the 2-0 under head coach Kevin Cox here in the Central Midwest Football League. We want to thank everybody for watching Semi-Pro Saturday.
Now let's see what head coach Darrell Nave is going to draw up with four wide. Let's see what Stewart's got in his back pocket.
35.8 seconds here. Snaps the ball on third down and 13. Looks to let it go, and it's caught at the 30-yard line.
Stewart gets hit, but is able to get it going. That is first down yardage. They're going to continue to run this clock. There's only one more timeout that they can take.
20 seconds remaining here as the Skyhawks are scrambling. There's a timeout.
There's your timeout with 19 seconds left to go. That's the final timeout that the Skyhawks have. In playing NFL rules, that ball does not stop. Even the NCAA now, the clock does not stop to reset the ball.
19.2 seconds remaining, and there are four wide, like you said, with Coach Darrell Nave trying to air it out and hoping for a miracle last-second touchdown here.
They're going to adjust the clock to 25 seconds. 25 seconds.
So a slight change there on the scoreboard here just outside the eastern end zone. 25 seconds remaining. Stewart with the ball. Pressure coming from the outside, and they're going to whistle this one dead. Maybe an issue with the clock there, Chris?
Might have been. Might have been. We might have seen an official just yell, kind of stop the clock. So it's going to be 25 seconds. Back on the clock. Clock does not start until the snap.
So the officials trying to make sure that with a tight football game and a last-second drive like this, that every second counts. 20 seconds remaining. There's a fumble on the field.
Oh, there's a scrum. That'll stop the clock.
So 14-13, the clock's continuing to tick.
Nope.
10 seconds remaining, and this could be the last play here.
They're going to
Spikes the football with 6 seconds to go.
6 seconds left on the clock.
6.2 is the official time on the Eastern scoreboard here at Putnam City North High School. And what a crazy way to end regulation if the Skyhawks are able to get their first touchdown of the game with the final play of the game be a bit of poetic justice after the Bears were able to score their touchdown on the first play of the game. Remember that the game cannot end on a defensive penalty, so the Bears will have to be disciplined here if they want to get this win.
Looks like they're going to go trip to the top of the screen this time. This could be the last play, and it should.
4 receivers set, pressure coming from the outside, able to escape it, gets rid of the football.
Incomplete. That's going to run out the clock. That is your game, folks.
Bears hang on for the touchdown win as they defeat Wichita by a score of 10-3. Want to thank everybody for watching Semi-Pro Saturday here on the Southern Sports Network. And in the Central Midwest Football, Oklahoma Bears go to 2-0 as they hang on for the 1 touchdown win. For Chris Dotson, I am Mike Stewart. Want to thank you for watching Semi-Pro Saturday here on SSN. Have a great evening.